Get ready for a fresh start at Greg Young Atlantic. Our Greg Young Fresh Start program helps you hit the road with confidence, overcome credit challenges with personalized financing, and a wide selection of great vehicles. Visit us today to find your brand new Chevy, GMC, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, or Ram, or check out our huge pre-owned selection at GregYoungAtlantic.com and GregYoungCDJRAtlantic.com. And to apply. Don't miss out on this incredible offer. Here at Greg Young, we go the extra mile for you.
Got a leak, a clog, or maybe it's time for a brand new bathroom. Furnace or AC needs some attention, or are you interested in floor heating? Call Fikes Plumbing and Services. Your trusted local experts in so many areas is now serving the Greenfield and Atlantic areas. From quick fixes to major renovations, Fikes Plumbing and Services has you covered with fast, friendly, and reliable service. With 30 years of service, Fikes licensed professionals tackle every job with care, ensuring your home stays comfortable and safe. Don't wait. Call Fikes Plumbing and Services today for your HVAC, plumbing, sewer, and septic needs.
Football season is here, and there's no better place to spend it than at Rumors Bar and Grill. Grab a pizza or burger before Friday Night Lights, then come back to celebrate the big win with a cold one. Check out our college football specials on Saturdays from 11 to close as you watch the action on our 4 large TVs. Plus, make sure you try our new menu items. Rumors Bar and Grill on Highway 71 in Atlantic. Your home for football this fall.
Tackle tough jobs with the convenience of DeWalt battery-powered outdoor power equipment. Cordless walk-behind mowers, yard equipment, and tools powered by DeWalt 20-volt or 60-volt max flex-volt battery systems designed to deliver maximum power, long run time, and high efficiency. Power if corded, freedom of cordless. Take on tough jobs with DeWalt. Stop in at Nelson Farm Supply, your local DeWalt dealer on Highway 44 in Harlan, for expertise in finding the right equipment for your outdoor power equipment needs.
Now time for high school football on 96.5 KSOM and live video at westerniowatoday.com. Play-by-play from Chris Varney alongside John Becker, your home for high school football.
We are live from Avoca, Iowa, where tonight the Vikings of AHSTW host the Bulldogs of Riverside. How you doing, everybody, and welcome to week number 2 of the high school football season here on KSOM. Chris and John along with you. And, John, what a good showdown. We had a good one at 8-man last week. We're back up to 11-man here this week, and we just stumbled along a big rivalry right smack dab in the middle of Highway 59, didn't we?
Absolutely. I think when you're right, 13, 14 miles apart, 2 really good teams, that know each other extremely well, not just on the football field, but just in life in general. And even though these aren't district games, just like last week, they mean a lot to the players and the coaches. And I'm looking forward to it. Two really good teams that, I'm looking forward to another great game like we did have last week.
Riverside comes in with a record of 1-0. They crushed West Monona last week 68-0. And I'm looking forward to see number 8 run here tonight. Jackson Gordon. He's only 33 yards away from 2,000 in his career. Had 185 last week against West Monona in the win there. He's one of the best football players in this side of the state.
Yeah, he's a real talent, and I'm really looking forward to seeing him in person also, Chris. When you have that many yards, obviously you have a really good line, but you, as a running back, you read those blocks extremely well. And that's, I think, going to be one of the keys, just like we talked last weekend. As the game progressed, Audubon's line on both sides kind of took control. That's going to be a key, like it is in every game, but especially when you have 2 teams that like to run the ball, have athletes that can do a great job of reading blocks, and then once they get an open field, can make some extremely exciting things happen.
Yeah, Riverside had a big quarterback battle during the preseason. Head coach Darryl Frayne eventually settled on Landon Schoenrock. He was 6 of 7 for 121, so they got some big plays in the passing game last night. And I'm sure the Vikings will be trying to eliminate that. G.G. Harris and AHSTW, they're coming off an exciting 26-21 win over Tri-Center. The Vikings are ranked number 9 in Class A. And, the funny thing is that Viking game last week, it came down to back-to-back kickoffs in the third quarter. Cale Witt for Tri-Center returned one 78 yards for a touchdown. And then Luke Sternberg answered with a 95-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. I've never seen 2 back-to-back like that, but you've seen 3 before. But that's crazy.
Yeah, but we mentioned that last week. One, we saw it right at the beginning of the game last week. Special teams are so huge, and we could see the same thing tonight. That could be the difference in a game when you have 2 teams that are evenly matched. And this is a rivalry type game. We got Iowa State, Iowa tomorrow. You have close proximities. Both teams, both coaches, just like we had last week. We talked about this on the way over, Chris. These 2 teams, when they step on the field, they expect to win. They have a culture where both these teams expect to win, and that's what high school football, what makes it so exciting, because you have teams that believe in each other. They believe in what their coaches are coaching them, and they just have fun. And that's what it comes down to is just go out there and have fun, believe in each other, trust in each other, and everything else kind of just falls into place.
For Avoca last week, Cameron Sukup at quarterback, 12 of 22 passing, 158, 17 rushes, 126 yards, 2 touchdowns. So while we talk about Gordon making plays for Riverside, Sukup can make the plays for AHSTW. Who's going to make the bigger plays here tonight? That's going to be key. And we'll hear from both head coaches coming up here in our pregame show. It's our Wyoda Steakhouse Coaches Show. Bring the family and your friends to a tradition of great eating at the Wyoda Steakhouse. We'll hear from both head coaches, Daryl Frayne of Riverside and also Gigi Harris of AHSTW. That's all coming up. We're back in 2 minutes on KSOM.
All right, what's your favorite thing to eat at the Wyoda Steakhouse?
I love the certified Angus steaks and burgers. Wait, I'd like to change my answer to the pork tenderloin. No, the fried chicken. Okay, it's the all-you-can-eat fish on Friday night. But then there's that macaroni and cheese. Okay, the final answer is the mac and cheese. Sorry, Grandma, it's the best.
So bring the family and bring your friends to a tradition of great eating at the Wyoda Steakhouse. Open 5 to 10 Tuesday through Saturday, or give them a carryout call at 712-783-9232.
What's it mean to be in good hands? It means you get an expert agent who's in it for the long haul. We'll get to know you and be there for you as your coverage needs change. I'm Craig Hummel at Hummel Insurance Services, and we work with Allstate Insurance. Let us help you choose the right amount of protection to meet your needs and see for yourself what it means to be in good hands. Call Hummel Insurance Services or stop in anytime.
Where will needs to be successful, and that's not an exaggeration. We offer soil sampling, crop scouting, and spraying. We also offer precision planting products, Midwest Seed Genetics, and Nature's Fertilizers. Don't forget fertilizers and anhydrous also. 3H Customs has everything the Iowa farmer needs, and we dedicate ourselves to helping each farmer be successful. For more information on how you can build that successful operation, call 249-2429 or visit 3hcustoms.com. 3H Customs, customizing your farming resources to fit your needs.
Or AHSTW?
We'll do Riverside first.
2429, 3H Customs and Precision Planting, a winning combination.
Back at our pregame here on KSOM, it's our Wyoda Steakhouse Coaches Show, talking now with the head football coach for Riverside, Daryl Frayne, with us here on KSOM. And, Coach, big matchup against AHSTW, the 59 rivalry. And a lot on the line here this week. Both teams 1-0. How are you feeling about your football team coming into this matchup?
Yeah, it is a big rivalry. You know, the kids all know each other. It adds a little bit to it. And, you know, we're coming out of the win last week. We feel good, pretty good where we're at. We just hope we play well and have a good chance to win when it's over.
68-0 over West Monona. What'd you like most about that football game?
Yeah, our defense played great. I mean, we never really got threatened, and on the most part, we ran the ball at will. So we know it's not going to be that way this week, but we were happy that we had it last week, and we can build on it.
So I imagine that those big eaters control the line of scrimmage for you up front. Tell me about the offensive line and what they were able to do to open up the holes for Gordon to run through.
Yeah, you know, we're a little beat up front, so, I mean, it's what it is. And Keaton Reekin led the way, Wyatt Bell, Gavin Hackett, you know, Peyton Scheckinger's filling in with kind of an undersized guard for us. And Jack Brand and those five kind of led the way for us, like you said. It's a little bit more about them just getting after it. They're not the biggest, most physical kids, but they play fast and they give us a chance. And like you said, they opened up the holes for Jackson, and last week they were big ones.
Right, and it wasn't just Gordon who had some big yards. I mean, he had 185, but you ran 383. You had some other big guys who made some plays for you on offense. Yeah,
after Jackson was done in the first half, we had Nicole Jepson came in and ran a series, got a bunch of yards. One series, Owen Finner came in. It was actually just one play for 70-some yards, and then even our fourth tailback came in and put a lot of yards up too. So, everybody that played for us last week put up yards offensively. So it was a good first game for us to get everybody in.
We talked a lot in the preseason about quarterback from 6 to 3 down to 1. How about Landon Schoenrock? What was your thoughts about him in game 1?
Yeah, the biggest thing is he just controlled our offense. He managed everything, made some really good throws along the way. Like this week, we'll probably ask a little more out of him. So he keeps progressing and makes one more big step this week. I like where he's at. I hope we just keep going.
So AHSTW, they had to survive against Tri-Center to come out with a victory. They outplayed them in the second half. What stands out the most when you look at this Viking team?
Yeah, the biggest thing, they play fast, and that's kind of how they beat us the last couple of years. They kind of smack us in the mouth, and we didn't respond well the last 2 years, and they play fast, and we got to match that this year. They did struggle early, but it was a little bit of their own mistakes. I think they were the better team, and they controlled, like you said, they controlled it in the second half. They moved Sternberg back to running back in the second half, and everything took off for them. So we got to be ready for them, and hopefully we are.
What do you see from Canbin Sukup, their quarterback, and his ability to run that offense?
Yeah, he does a really good job with some zone reads and runs some option. He throws he's going to cause us a lot of problems. I mean, we're well aware of him. Last year we might have went into the game gearing more for Sternberg, and then he beat us pretty good. So hopefully we can contain both of them and have a chance.
How about the battle up front? How do you feel like you match up against AHSTW?
Tanner, only take a 1 minute break in between
trenches.
coaches' interviews, please.
Yeah,
just a 1 minute break.
That we knew that.
That will work for me. Thank you.
Every single game we play, so it's going to be more about creating angles, creating things for them to get open on defense, and then offense. The offense we run is more geared for guys that like to move and be quick. So we like our chances there. We'll just play as fast as we can and keep doing it over and over, and hopefully it comes out and works out for us.
And sometimes we don't talk enough about special teams. Obviously, special teams was huge for the Vikings in the third quarter when they had a kickoff return and another. They gave up one. And then
so, Chris, do you want any ads after this?
95 yards.
Yeah, so you play 1 minute commercial.
I'm sure that caught your attention.
2:30s.
Yeah, it really did.
And then a minute commercial, you play that after this.
They blocked the punt against us also in the past.
And then go into the next interview.
On special teams, so we're going to have to do a little.
All right.
Spend a lot of time on it this week, so we control the punt return, their punt return, and their kick return, and maybe we can break one on our end. So we're going to get after it, and hopefully we can do good things there.
And just overall, what can you say about this rivalry and the chance to meet AHSTW again? They're ranked. You're not, but you're off to a great start this year. This should be an interesting matchup. In a week 2 game, a lot of people are going to be talking about this one.
Yeah, it is. And it's a rivalry, and like you said, we're close. Our communities are kind of close to each other, so it adds a little bit to it. So I'm sure they're going to come out on fire because Gigi always has them ready when they play us. So hopefully our kids are ready to go. And like you said, it's a rivalry, so it'll be fun.
Well, Coach, should be a great ball game. Really appreciate your time here on our pregame show, and best of luck tonight. Thanks so much.
Great. Thank you very much.
That's Daryl Frayne, head coach for Riverside, joining us here. It's our coaches show, Wyoda Steakhouse Coaches Show on KSOM. Starting lineups coming up.
All right, what's your favorite thing to eat at the Wyoda Steakhouse?
I love the certified Angus steaks and burgers. Wait, I'd like to change my answer to the pork tenderloin. No, the fried chicken. Okay, it's the all-you-can-eat fish on Friday night. But then there's that macaroni and cheese. Okay, the final answer is the mac and cheese. Sorry, Grandma, it's the best.
So bring the family and bring your friends to a tradition of great eating at the Wyoda Steakhouse. Open 5 to 10 Tuesday through Saturday, or give them a carryout call at 712-783-9232.
Make sure you're getting the best coverage for you at the most competitive rate. Hi, this is Nick Carnes with Brocker Carnes & Carnes. We are an independent insurance agency that offers coverage for your home, auto, life, farm, and everything in between. But mostly we are here to help. As an independent agency, we can shop around for the best rates and coverages from multiple companies. Stop by one of our offices or go to BrockerCarnes.com for a quote on your insurance. Let Brocker Carnes & Carnes help you get the best coverage at a competitive rate.
Through September 7th. See the rebate URL in store for more details.
We're back here on our Coaches Show, our Wyoda Steakhouse Coaches Show on KSOM as we get ready for this showdown between AHSTW and Riverside. And joining us now is the head coach for the Vikings, Gigi Harris. And Coach, a wild win, a comfort behind win last week over Neola Tri-Center, but a win nevertheless. How are you feeling as you come into this showdown against the Bulldogs?
Feeling good, yeah, like you said, definitely a week one showdown, Tri-Center, huge. Shout out to those guys, they came prepared and they fought hard, and just a huge resilient win for us. Our guys really hung in there, just stuck to it, one play at a time. We always say the motto is the next play, and it definitely was that type of game. And so for week one to have that resiliency and the guys come together, feel really good. And now heading into week two, get to host Riverside. Always, the battle of 59, always a rivalry for us. So looking forward to it.
Well, obviously a wild third quarter there against Tri-Center. I mean, they clearly gave you a football game. I don't know if you expected that or not, but nevertheless, there it was. They had returned a kick for a touchdown, and then you answered right back as Luke Sternberg took it all the way to the house from 95 yards out. How can you explain just that sequence of events there in that third quarter that really probably changed the momentum of the game?
Oh, absolutely. I don't know if I've ever seen one of those. I've definitely never been a part of one of those where we finally found a way to get in the end zone, and they respond with a kickoff return, and that could have sucked the life out of us right there. And, guys on the sideline were the heads were down for a second, but we said, all right, KOR, you're up. Why not us? Our turn, why not? And, I tell you what, again, credit to Tri-Center. They did a lot. That's a really good football team over there. They're going to have a very successful season. We struggled getting Luke Sternberg the ball. And I tell you what, it was nice that we were getting the ball on a kickoff there. And guys, paved the way for him, and he was able to find his way in the end zone to get it right back into a fighting chance for us, get it back to a one-score game. And for that sequence to happen, doesn't happen very often. It was a huge, resilience. We keep saying that, but it was a great response from our guys.
So is that something is going to be a main focus for you here against Riverside? Stenberg only had 5 carries for 11 yards. Obviously, that needs to improve.
Absolutely, yeah. No, we were not satisfied with that as a staff. We know guys are going to take him away, and so we still have to find ways to get him the ball, to get him touches, not just quality touches, but guaranteed touches. And we talked a lot about that in the preseason. We didn't know what that would look like in a week one. We weren't satisfied with it, and we know we need to get the ball in his hands. That being said, we have a lot of dynamic players, and, Cam's number was kind of called a little bit more that week one. Somebody else is going to have to be ready to step up in week two for that. And whether that's we're throwing the ball, running the ball, we got a lot of guys that can do special things with it. But, yes, to answer your question, yeah, we got to get the ball in Sternberg's hands more.
So you got an emotional come-from-behind win. Riverside got a blowout win over West Monona. I don't know who has the advantage momentum-wise coming into this game. It might be pretty even, don't you think, Coach?
Yeah, typically, yeah. You got one. Yeah, you got both sides of the point here. I mean, we're only 15 miles apart. We know each other very well. They're well coached. They're young. They don't have anything to lose. People would say that we probably have everything to lose. We're at home, but we're at a good spot. It's still early in the year. We feel really comfortable where we're at. We know that we've got to get better. So looking for a really good week of practice. We know that they're going to come out swinging, and so we gotta make sure that we're tight and ready to go. We don't want to wait for the second half to respond. We want to come out right from the start, set the tone, make a statement, and play for 4 quarters.
How about Jackson Gordon, their tailback? 185 for him in week 1. Obviously a very talented football player. What kind of pressure does he put on your defense?
Yeah, no, talented running back. He's just gotten better each year. He's a lot stronger. You can tell he's put a lot of time in the offseason. And so, one, we got to stop him in the box. And, if they want to run inside, we got to make it bounce and make it go outside. Obviously, if they want to go outside, we want to flush it back in.
Tanner,
so,
just play a 30-second break after
number one is we got to
this
control
interview.
him. He can't get away. And then when we do get him out in space and when
I
we
will do that.
him up, we got to be sure tacklers. He's a strong kid, put some time in, so we got to make sure we get a lot of hats to the ball. And then at that same time, we got to know that they're going to come with their second, third options. They got a few athletes out there. There's a Rose kid and a Roller kid that's very physical. They do a lot of the dirty work, but man, if you don't key on them and don't keep you honest, they'll make you pay for it. And so, reading your keys, staying really tight in the box. Obviously, we're going to try to do our best to take away Gordon, but we also know that they have other guys that can hurt us too. And so, we're going to be super sound in the box and make sure we play top down, inside out.
What stands out for you on their defensive side? I mean, Jet Rose led them in tackles, but it looks like they got a lot of balance there on defense.
Yeah, they play a really, really tough 3-4 type of defense. Almost looks like a 5-2 at times. They got their edge players. Again, we know each other very well. They're not going to allow us to get space.
So I want to toss,
really
deferred.
Make things really tight for us and make it really difficult, messy inside the box, make the running game hard. They're going to bring some pressure, and they'll have good coverage behind. So, we've got to be very balanced as well. We got to take advantage of what they give us, So whatever they're giving us, we got to take it. We got to be very decisive in our decision making. Everybody's got to be ready when their name's called. But yeah, they got some dudes on defense, and so we gotta own the running game. We got to establish the running game, and then from there, hopefully, we can open up with the passing game. And 4 quarters, hopefully, we're controlling the tempo and the pace of the game on the offensive side.
Should be a good one. Coach, really appreciate your hospitality here in Avoca and really looking forward to tonight's game. Thanks so much.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Gigi Harris, head coach for AHSTW, joining us here on our Wyoto Steakhouse Coaches Show on KSOM.
Stein delivers more new genetics faster. Our focus on delivering higher yielding genetics faster than the competition is why we have released more new Enlist E3 lines in the past 5 years than any other seed company. For elite genetics paired with simple, flexible, and effective weed control, plant Stein Enlist E3 soybeans. Stein has yield. 45 years of yield. Learn more at steinseed.com.
We might be getting started earlier. Let's get through the starting lineups from UGI, delivering insurance and risk management solutions in Atlantic. Riverside won the toss. They elected to defer, so AHSTW will go on offense first. Caleb Sukup is the starting quarterback. Drew Lee at tailback. Caden Baxter, the halfback. Colin Harder and Luke Sternberg, the wide receivers. Zeb Hall, the tight end. Up front, Caden Jorgensen, 230-pound left tackle. Henry Lund, 250-pound left guard. Charlie Lane, 213-pound senior at center. Roman Scheffler, 220-pound sophomore right guard. And Jet Peterson, 230-pound senior at right tackle. We'll get you the defensive starters for Riverside, but we're ready to go. You ready to go, John?
Absolutely.
There's a squibber. It's coming to the near side, picked up by one of the upmen who actually accidentally kneeled on the ball that time. Blake Ayers kneeled accidentally, and so AHSTW will start at their own 31-yard line.
Yeah, I'm thinking that Riverside definitely saw the kickoff, 95-yard kickoff return by Luke there. And
you think?
I'm guessing they're like, let's just put it on the 30 and get going.
Starters on defense for Riverside. Free safety, Landon Schoenrock. 5'10", 155 juniors. Strong safety, Cole Jefferson. 5'9", 140-pound sophomore. The cornerbacks, Davis Brahman, Cole Jefferson. It's first down and 10 for AHSTW. They move left to right on your radio dial. And a handoff up the middle as Sukup gave it off, and it'll be a pickup before we got a flag down after the play, as up the middle for the Vikings was Drew Lee.
Looks like personal foul, possibly.
Maybe a block below the waist. We'll have to check that. Well, Coach Frayne had Jefferson starting in 2 different spots, so that can't be right. Linebacker, he's got 4 listed. Taven Moore, AC Roller, Maddox Canoke, Gavin Hackett at linebacker, Jet Rose, Wyatt Bell are at the 2 ends, and Jack Brannon is the nose guard. And it's a personal foul against Riverside.
You know, that's one thing that sometimes comes with a rivalry game, and you got to control the emotions, especially early on in the game.
So it's 1st down and 10 right at midfield. Starting line is from UGI. Left to right, Sukup's going to hand it to Lee again. Breaks a tackle, pounds his way forward. Another big pickup. He gets 8, maybe 7, maybe 8. And right up the gut. The Vikings are rolling early.
Really nice movement there, pulling guard from the left to the right. Kind of a trap play there instead of a zone read, and a really nice 7-yard gain on 1st down.
Sukup, the starting quarterback. Baxter lines up in the tight end slot on the far side. 3 wides in the game. Sukup back to pass. He looks to the far side, looks down the middle, way overthrown, incomplete. His receiver looked like he fell down.
Yeah, a little miscommunication there with Sternberg. You know, Cade looked like it, or Cam, excuse me, more looking like just right down the hash, and Sternberg's doing more of a post. Just a little bit of miscommunication there.
So that'll stop the clock early here in the first quarter. 11:16 to go. No score. First drive of the game. 3rd and 3 for the Vikings. 2 wides to the far, 1 to the near. Sukup in the shotgun. Riverside showing blitz. He drops the ball, picks it back up. Cannot go anywhere. He is stuffed at the line of scrimmage, and the Bulldogs smell that one out. Good job defensively there by Jack Brannon and Wyatt Bell. And Sukup got nothing, but the snap did not help.
The snap didn't help, and great linebacker play there by Moore, also on the strong side linebacker. And, you know, anytime you have a little bit off timing, especially with an offense like the Vikings run, doesn't work very well.
They're going for it. At least they're showing it. 4th down and 3. Sukup back to pass. Throws a screen on the far side. It's caught inside the 40. That's a 1st down for the Vikings on a gain of 5.
You know, I really like the call. You know, everybody's thinking you're going to run, but, you know, Coach Harris talked about it in pregame. You got to get the ball to your athletes out in space, and nice job of Cam getting the ball out there to Steen.
Sternberg, the receiver, he just kind of came in a little bit in the slot, caught the ball as a wide receiver screen, and got the 1st down, a gain of 5 for AHSTW. They move it to the Riverside 38, 1st down and 10. High snap, Sukup has it, rolls to the near side, incomplete as he threw it on the run right through the hands of his receiver, Caden Baxter. Bring up 2nd down and long for the Vikings.
You know, I like the play call. You know, fake the run to the right, and they to the left, flooded that right-hand side, and Cam went with the shallow guy. Really, his intermediate guy about 12 yards down the field didn't have anybody on him. I'm sure the coaching staff up here with us sees something like that.
2nd down and 10 for HSTW, as no score in the ball game. Our scoreboard from Seed Pros. Sukup going to fake it. Oh, he gave it off to Lee, and he is going to be stuffed in the backfield. Riverside smelled that one out, and the Bulldogs all over Lee.
Yeah, Matt Knox there, the senior on the defensive end, did a great job. They went to the short side of the field, shed the pulling guard, and made the tackle for a loss there of 5 almost.
Yeah, it was really 4.5, I guess, if you want to be technical. But we'll say 5. We'll say 4 technically. But it's going to be 3rd down and a long 14 for Avoca at the Riverside 43-yard line. Sukup empty backfield. Back to pass. He's now being chased. He's going backwards off his back foot. He throws it up. It's intercepted at the 30-yard line and then dropped to the 40. And the Bulldogs get the first turnover of the ball game on the pick.
You know, another great job by Mason Knock there, coming from the defensive end. And you know, I don't know if they didn't chip him or what, but he was almost untouched and put a lot of pressure on Canham.
Kellen Oliver with the interception for Riverside. He gets the pick, and I don't know what Suka was thinking there off his back foot. There was nothing but white jerseys to catch that one.
Especially when you're going backwards and you're 10 yards further behind the line of scrimmage.
First down and 10 for the Bulldogs as they move right to left on your radio dial. And they go on the attack with Schoenrock in the shotgun and Gordon right next to him. And they're going to give it to Gordon right away. Looks for room, running off right tackle. Ball is loose. And Avoca says they have it. No signal yet by the officials, but AHSTW say they have it, and nothing still.
They didn't say he was down?
They haven't said anything yet. Still looking at I think he might be down.
Well, there's twitching balls, though.
Yeah, I think it's a fumble.
Well,
they still haven't signaled anything.
They haven't signaled, but the Vikings offense is out there in the river.
And now they've signaled first down for AHSTW. I've never seen that before. So the fumble, and the Vikings get it right back.
Another
from the Riverside 46, and the carry up the middle is Gettler, and he kind of goes forward for a couple. Just kind of went down low and not much doing that time.
You know, besides the first play, the Riverside line is really controlling the line of scrimmage on the defensive side right now.
Excuse me, that was Zepp Hall on the carry, and he only got a couple that time. So it's second down and 8 for AHTW. No score on our Seed Pro scoreboard. Second and 8 for the Vikings as they move left to right. So back-to-back turnovers for these teams. The interception and then the fumble. The official finally blows his whistle and they can snap it. And the carry up the middle. And pounding hard that time going up the middle is Gettler. And Gettler runs into a wall of Riverside players, several guys up front, but he might have scooted forward for a couple.
Yeah, you know, Gettler's running hard, and there was a nice hole, but the AC roller there did a fantastic job of filling that hole, meeting them chest to chest for a solo tackle. Nice job by the defense, and creates another 3rd and 6.
Frayne had high praise for Roller when I talked to him in the preseason. 3rd down and 6 for the Vikings at the Riverside 41-yard line. Suka with the shotgun, back to pass. He rolls to the far side. Oh, it's thrown across his body. Incomplete. It slipped out of his hands, and it went way low. Way low. Incomplete, intended for Caden Baxter.
You know, you almost wonder if that's a little bit of, you know, just after what happened with the last 3rd down play, rushing it a little bit, because he wasn't in danger of getting sacked there. Was actually going forward, just set up and throw the pass.
Dayton Osbar on to kick. The freshman, and back deep for Riverside is Cole Jefferson. Jefferson standing back at his own 5-yard line. Osbar, no pressure, and the kick goes to the far side away from Jefferson. Takes a Riverside bounce to the 20-yard line. It's only going to be a net of 21 yards on the punt, and no return.
We do have a hanky on the field, though.
There is a flag down. So we'll check that flag. Today's game on KSOM brought to you by Feeks Plumbing and Services, HVAC, plumbing, sewer, and septic. Feeks now serving the Greenfield and Atlantic areas.
Holding on Riverside there on the return. So what wasn't a very long kick is going to now be half the distance to the goal, and Riverside's going to start at the 10, it looks like.
So Avoca goes 3 and out. Riverside then moves back to their own. Boy, the sun is really blocking. You cannot see the stripes out there on the far side.
Right on the 10.
Then they mark it right at the 10-yard line.
Yep.
So, no score on the C-Price scoreboard. 8:05 to go in the opening quarter. And it's going to be Schoenrock. He's going to keep it, fake the end around, and goes up the middle. And he might have gotten about 4 yards, but that's what you want on a play like that. Of course, you want to break it, but solid gain on first down.
Yeah, positive yards. Coach Frayne is always going to take a first down and a 4-yard gain on first down just to be on the front side of the sticks. And nice movement by the Riverside offensive line with the cross block.
2nd and 6 for the Bulldogs, all white with their navy blue helmets outlined in yellow. AHSTW in the old blue. Here comes the blitz. Direct snap. Rolling to the far side is Schoenrock, and he tumbles towards the chain. He's going to be close to a first down.
That's basically a sprint, sprint in.
That was Gordon on the Wildcat.
Yeah, Wildcat basically taking the snap, and instead of handing it off, they just went right to the corner and now they have 3rd and short.
Yeah, he came up a yard short, so a key 3rd down and 1 here as Gordon comes up with 5. Schoenrock in the shotgun here on 3rd and 1. He pitches it to Gordon, coming near side. AHTW strings it out, and he's tackled back close to the 15-yard line for a loss.
That's a great job by the Vikings defense there as far as stringing that out. You called it perfectly, Chris, as far as stringing that out. Each defensive player did their role and then gang tackled at the end for a loss of 4 to 5 yards.
Yeah, and Zeb Hall was leading the string. He was one of the guys who got to him first. Sternberg is back deep to kick it, or back deep to receive the kick. And it will be the Bulldogs to punt it away. And now running to the far side is Fenner on a fake. Fenner going, and he's going to be close. He's got the first down, I think. It's going to be close.
He's across the 20, so it's a first down, but now we have a flag.
Oh, but there's a flag. Owen Fenner on a fake. I guess he was afraid that it was going to get blocked. A lot of pressure coming from the near side. Fenner ran to the far and scurried close to the first down marker. But what are the flags going to be here? It's going to be a penalty on somebody. And if this is going to be on Riverside, it's going to negate a spectacular first down run by Fenner. 6:25 to go in the opening quarter. Unsportsmanlike on Riverside. Well, that's going to be after the play, so Riverside's going to have a first down. So Fenner will have the first down run. So he gets 6, just barely got the first down. And now they'll move him back to the 10. So they're right back to where we started from.
Where we started from.
Audio streaming from Rigid Edge Exteriors. Transform your ordinary house into your dream home with Rigid Edge Exteriors. That's just bizarre. We just ran all those plays for nothing.
Yep, 4 plays and back where we started.
And a fake punt, and we're back where we are. 1st and 10 from the 10 for the Bulldogs, right to left. They go on the end around. Coming near side is Gordon, who lined up in the slot far side. He got spun around across the 10 to only the 12-yard line.
Gordon made a nice move make the first guy miss, but HTW's defense did a great job of flowing that way and doing a gang tackle there for about a 2-yard gain, it looks like.
They're lining him up in a lot of different spots here, John, just to try and disguise where he's at. It'll be 2nd down and 7. And Gordon gets the hand up, going far side. He's got a hole. He got tripped up to the 30-yard line. And AHSTW nearly gave up a big one there.
If Drew Lee does not make that tackle, that's 6 points for Riverside right there.
That's exactly right.
And the other thing is Riverside is doing a really good job at the line of scrimmage when they're pulling the guards, they're kicking out, and something like that. All you need is one kick out, and then they're sealing the linebackers for a nice gain.
Vetter equipment first down. And a gain of 18 by Gordon. Now Schoenrock, a forward pitch coming up the middle and tumbling across the 35-yard line for a gain of about 7 on that play.
Yeah, Roller came from the
that was Roller.
Kind of the slot back, wing back. For those that are watching the video, Roller kind of, instead of being square with the line of scrimmage, he's almost perpendicular to the line of scrimmage and float in, kick out block, put it right up the kind of the 3-hole for a nice 7-yard gain.
2nd down and about 3.5, 4 yards. And, we got offsides on AHSTW. It's on the left side line. And a little flinch there by the Vikings. And that will give Riverside a Vetter Equipment first down. Vetter Equipment in Audubon, your local Case IH dealer. And Riverside has a first down across the 40 to the 41. Wowzers. That one hurt. Still no score in our C Pro scoreboard with 5 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Chris Varney, John Becker along with you here in Avoca. First down attempt for the Bulldogs. Play action. Schoenrock back to pass. He throws it far side. Was it caught?
No, he dropped it.
No, he missed incomplete. Boy, I thought for a minute there he might have made a catch right on the edge of the grass.
A really good job there by 11, I think, from the tight end.
That's Jet Rose.
Yeah, doing a flag pass.
Since 1905.
On the hash and then to the sideline. Just not able quite to get it to him. He had to kind of come back, and the sun probably, just like for us, has played a role in trying to get that ball.
Now here's a handoff going on far side. They give it off to Jefferson, and Jefferson gets into AHSTW territory. He's close to a first down.
Well, I think I'm seeing the flag there again, Chris, and I'm thinking that it's probably a face mask. Possibly. I don't know if it's going to be, personal foul, face mask.
So Jefferson gets 9, and now tack on 15 more to that. So they come in with a little bit different of alignment there with Jefferson in at tailback.
They're getting
and Taven Moore was actually in at quarterback on that last play.
Yeah, I'm guessing probably 5 different people have ran or caught the ball there for Riverside already, and we're not still in the first quarter.
They're using a lot of different guys. Moore still in there at quarterback. Direct snap to Gordon. Coming near side. And not much doing that time. The Vikings string that one out a little bit, although Gordon was able to get it forward in a little bit of open space before the Vikings swarm it up. Gordon gets about 5. Actually, he got 6.
Yeah, he got 6 yards.
Wow.
Really good.
More than I thought.
It's kind of deceiving because the line is getting so much push on the front line of the Vikings that, before he even gets touched, he's 3 yards down the field.
Well, so we're not seeing Schoenrock in at quarterback. Moore has taken some snaps, some direct snaps to Gordon himself. Now Schoenrock is back in the game at quarterback on 2nd down and 3 from the Viking 30-yard line. Give to Gordon. He's going to go far side. Cuts it back into the middle. Breaks a tackle. Out into the open. Almost ran into the official. Touchdown. Gordon, almost the only person that could stop him was the zebra. 31-yard touchdown for Gordon.
Gordon actually did it. I've talked about it a lot already, but Riverside has not the biggest line, but a really athletic line. Kick out block. You read it wonderfully. Cut it up. Love to see somebody running up the field once he gets that initial block, one cut, and towards the end zone for a touchdown.
It wasn't the biggest of holes, but he found the cut lane and rammed right through it. And Davis Brahman with the extra point, and the kick is up, and it is good. 3:44 to go here in this first quarter. Riverside draws first blood on the touchdown run by Gordon. 7-0 Bulldogs. We're back in a minute on KSOM.
Farming is all about numbers, and Fence Red Wheel deals have some great ones. For a limited time, get 0% interest for 36 months on a brand new tractor. Plus, Fence industry-leading Gold Star customer care, which includes 3-year or 3,000-hour full machine warranty, a complete 360 inspection and scheduled maintenance, and even a loaner guarantee if it can't be repaired in 48 hours. A fixed cost with those kind of numbers? Talk about acres of savings. Fence Red Wheel deals end September 30th. Talk to Ziegler Ag Equipment to learn more or visit ZieglerAg.com for details.
Cass Health in Atlantic, Iowa is a nationally recognized hospital, and we are proud of the awards and all of our recent accomplishments. But do you know what drives us to be the very best? You. We're passionate about helping our patients heal and feel their very best at any age and any stage of life. Cass Health, neighbors caring for neighbors.
Now back to high school football on 96.5 KSOM and live video at westerniowatoday.com.
So on that last run, Jackson Gordon went over 2,000 yards for his career. A 31-yard touchdown run. He only needed 33 tonight, and he got that easy. Here's a pooch by Brahman. It's going to be a squibber to the near side. Picked up at the 32-yard line and then hammered at the 35. He refused to go down.
If he's going to refuse to go down, he needs to put both hands on the ball because Riverside had some gang tackling there where they were trying to strip the ball.
So Avoca starts at their own 34 here, John, and they got to answer right back. They struggled in the first half last week against Tri-Center, and now they give up the early score to the Bulldogs here.
This is where your upperclassmen, just understand that it's a 4-quarter game and just do what you guys do best.
Drew Lee in the backfield. Sukup at quarterback in the shotgun. First down and 10 for AHSTW. Give it to Lee. And breaks a tackle up the middle. Got tripped up at the 43-yard line. And he dives to about the 46-yard line. And a great stop by Oliver, who might have saved a touchdown.
He probably did save a touchdown, but what, if you're a Viking fan, what you like to see there is just going straight up the field, pulling that guard, and then helmet and helmet. Then your tackles get up to the linebackers and let your running back do what he does best and run east and west.
That's a Vetter equipment first down on a 12-yard run by Lee. Sukup going to send a man in motion to the far side. Sternberg going to throw him a backwards pass. Sternberg being pressured. Now gets up the middle. Breaks a tackle. Gets into Riverside field. Bounces off a guy. Comes near side. Has another first down. Finally brought down, that time by Hackett. But Sternberg with a big rumble. He got a flag down back at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it looked like the refs, I think, did holding. No block in the back. Sternberg shows the athletic ability that he does have. It actually is a rush because, like you said, Chris, it was a lateral pass there.
Well, last week he only got 6 carries for 11 yards. And Gigi Harris says, that ain't good enough. We got to get him the ball, more touches. Got to give him the ball more often. And that was their attempt at doing it there. But a block and a back, and it moves them all the way back. Instead of a first down in Riverside territory, now they're all the way back at their own 38. So, wowzers. First down and about 18. Sukup in the shotgun. Play action. Being pressured, throws it near side. It's caught. Breaking a tackle the 45, diving across midfield. And that's going to be a first. No, that's going to be not a first down, but a good gain there on first down to Hall.
Yeah, and a really nice job to Hall as far as once he caught it, getting upfield. And, that's what you want to see from your wide receiver, make basically a 4-yard catch into a 14-yard gain.
So it is a gain of about 14 yards, and it's second down, and we'll call it 7 for AHSTW. Just across midfield. Sukup gives it to Lee, trying to break it outside. He does it the 45. Got tripped up again. He's going to have the Vetter equipment first down, but another open field tackle on the far side by the Bulldogs. We've seen a lot of drive-saving tackles by the defense today.
Yeah, the corner there, the number 6, Bremen, if he doesn't tackle, that is a touchdown. And like you said, Chris, a lot of good one-on-one tackles in spots where if they don't make it, it changes the game dramatically.
And we should take this moment to bring up Davis Brahman's name. Everybody wearing purple tonight. First down and 10 for the Vikings, rolling to the near side. Sukup, he pumps, throw it across the middle. Caught by Sternberg. Reverses direction at the 30. Breaks a tackle to the 25. First down for the Vikings. Gain of 17.
Sukup there did a really nice job of setting his feet. Sternberg did a great job reading the zone, finding the open spot in the zone. But the difference there is he sat up instead of running on the go, set his feet quick, and just pitch and catch for a first down.
Vetter equipment first down for AHSTW. At the Riverside 25, we got an offsides now on the Bulldogs. As I mentioned, Davis Brahman, who plays for Riverside, his dad, Chris Brahman, passed away recently from pancreatic cancer. Chris Brahman went to AHSTW. So fans from both sides are wearing purple here tonight, which is the color of pancreatic cancer. And a great job by both schools to come together. And AHSTW even painted their Viking horn purple. And the 50-yard line also painted purple here tonight in honor of Chris Brahman. First down and 5 for the Vikings at the 20-yard line. And little handoff. No, fake. Sukup breaks it to the near side. To the 10. He's gone. He runs right through the hoist distributing red zone and towers into the end zone for a 20-yard. Don't maybe.
No.
Hold everything. A flag is down. Man, we've had some flags early on.
a great zone read there by Sukup as far as, I thought he was going to give it off, but that's where a senior quarterback comes into play. He's reading the linebackers. Are they going to come? Are they going to go with them? And pulls it back out, finds the hole. But unfortunately, a little bit of holding to create that hole.
What do you do when you have a bug rolling across your glasses?
I
got rid of it.
You got rid of it?
But it was rolling across. I tried to blow it.
It didn't work?
Didn't work. I tried to blow on it. It didn't work. So a 20-yard touchdown negated. It's 1st down and 8. Sukup rolls to the far side. Throws it back across his body. Going deep. He's got a man. It's Hall. It's a touchdown. 22-yard touchdown pass to Zeb Hall.
Sukup, I don't know. You kind of like last week's. I think he heard, okay, Becker says I can't run without my feet being set. He throws that ball 25, 30 yards down the field on a dime, and he didn't have his feet set at all.
No.
Not at all.
Not by a long shot.
And it was a strike. A
Perfect
great play,
pass.
perfect pass. Great job by the Hall, doing a great job of running that flag pattern and watching it come in. Going for 2 now.
Yeah, they're not confident in the kicking game, so they are going for 2. They were only good on 1 of 3 conversions last week. Sukup back to pass. He throws it near side. Big collision, and it is going to be ruled incomplete.
See, that's the difference between the high school and the college game or the NFL. In college and NFL, Roller catches that. If he takes it back, since since HTW went for 2 and he takes it back, he would have got 2 points for that. But because high school rules, you can't advance a block kick or an interception or fumble on a 2-point conversion.
37 seconds left of the first quarter. 7-6 Riverside. Back at 30 seconds on KSOM.
When it comes to your investments, I know you have a choice. Hi, I'm Mark Smith, certified financial planner and registered investment advisor with Principal Financial Group. Today I want to say thank you, Southwest Iowa. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to serve the community for 39 years. Over the years, you've given me the opportunity to get to know you and your family. Thank you for your trust, your confidence, and most of all, your relationship. If I can help you with your financial plan, please give me a call at 712-243-2466. Mark Smith, Principal Financial in Atlantic.
ZiglerAg.com for details.
Now back to high school football on 96.5 KSOM and live video at westerniowatoday.com.
Let's see what AHSTW decides to do with their kicks here. Jefferson and Gordon back deep, and Baxter will kick it deep for the Vikings. So AHSTW answers, but they miss the extra point. Baxter end over end, but short. Jefferson comes up to about the 20. He's going to hand it off to Gordon. Going to the far side of the 30, 40. Breaks it down the sidelines. 40. 31 men to beat. 20. 10, and he's finally brought down at the 10-yard line. The kicker slowed him down, and that allowed other guys to catch up to Gordon, but he returns it all the way to the 10 from the 20.
Coach Frain's doing a lot of different things from what they probably did last week, where they didn't have to show much, but at the same token, getting the ball in the hands of guys that can make instant impact. And Gordon definitely is the young man that can do that.
My goodness gracious. The Vikings have seen way too many kickoff returns already this season. They gave up one last week. They nearly gave up one here. It's going to be 1st down and goal in the Hoist Distributing red zone for Riverside on the great return by Gordon. They move right to left. And Schoenrock is turning around a little bit as if he's confused. Oh, no, he's waiting for they got to burn a timeout. 25 seconds left in the first quarter. Timeout, Bulldogs. We're back in 30 seconds on KSOM.
Anita Supply Center is here for you. From the big jobs to the small tasks, we're here to help. Hi, this is Kim with a reminder of our hours, so when you need our help, we're here. Anita Supply Center is open Monday through Fridays, 7 to 5, and Saturdays, 8 until noon. We're here 6 days a week for all your building, landscaping, how-to projects, repairs, and more. We offer free in-home measurements, free estimates, and can help you put your ideas together. Anita Supply Center is open 6 days a week for all your home improvement and building needs.
More at steinseed.com.
Now back to high school football on 96.5 KSOM and live video at westerniowatoday.com.
Don't forget we're on YouTube. Video streamed by Nishtanet. Technically awesome. Nishtanet. And
you almost get a feeling, Chris, that timeout was just to give Gordon and some of the guys after that long run a breather, because with a sudden change, not sudden change, but something like that, I think, that was Riverside's thought process.
Well, he just ran over 70 yards.
Yeah, so give him basically a 2-minute breather.
Interesting play, though, with Jefferson handing him off. I don't usually like that on kickoff returns, but it worked perfectly for the Bulldogs there. Jefferson and then Gordon, it was a design play all the way.
Yeah, design play.
First down and goal for Riverside at the 10-yard line on the long kickoff return by Gordon. And now they got Moore in there at quarterback. Hands it off to Jefferson. Jefferson goes off a right tackle, and he'll cut it underneath the 5 to about the 3. It's a gain of 7.
Riverside actually pulled 2 offensive linemen there on the left side to the right for kickouts at the DN and the outside linebacker for the Vikings. Did a really nice job on first down.
Well, Schoenrock coming back into the game.
That'll be quarter.
Well, that's the end of the first quarter. Your score, Riverside 7, AHSTW 6. We're back in 1 minute on KSOM.
The 2024 growing season is off to a great start, but will the yields remain strong through the end of the season? At Hoist Distributing, located near Audubon, we are your one-stop shop for your agricultural needs. We offer fertilizer, chemical, and the seed you need to grow a strong, healthy crop. We also offer the latest in precision planting technologies to optimize seed placement, nutrient application, and maximize your return on investment. We don't settle for anything less than the best for your farm. Give Chad or Jeremy a call at Hoist Distributing today, 712-563-3030.
United Group Insurance. People you know and people you trust. Because we are local in Southwest Iowa with offices in Red Oak, Atlantic, Griswold, and Shenandoah. Our team of agents will find the perfect policy for your needs from the wide variety of carriers that we work with. We offer policies for home, auto, life, farm, health, and commercial with vast experience in both hail and crop insurance. Learn more at unitedgroupins.com today.
Now back to high school football on 96.5 KSOM and live video at westerniowatoday.com.
So it'll be second down and goal for Riverside at the 3 as we begin the second quarter.
Update from Griswold. Cam is up 14-0 in that game. Courtesy of Mr. Vin Tiger down there.
Thank you very much, Mr. Vin Tiger. On our C-Pros scoreboard, 7-6 here, Riverside over Avoca. Second and 3 from the 3. Schoenrock back in the quarterback. We got an offsides as HSTW's linebacker was trying to time the snap and did so unsuccessfully.
Yeah, we had a pretty clean game last week in week 1, and I don't know, is that
not so much tonight.
8 penalties so far tonight?
Way too many penalties. Half the distance to goal. So it'll be second down and goal from about the 1.5. Today's game brought to you by Iowa Western Community College in Atlantic, BU at Iowa Western, by Ziegler, top-notch ag and construction equipment in Atlantic. Principal Financial Group with Mark Smith. Second and goal for the Bulldogs. Direct snap, go up the middle, and not much doing that time for the Bulldogs as Moore back in there at quarterback, and Moore got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Yeah, they put Gordon actually in motion there and thinking that the linebackers were going to flow with him, which as much as he's already done in one quarter, I could see the thought process, but the Vikings did a great job there of staying in their spots with the kick-out block, and the linebackers, both of them, did a good job filling.
So it's 3rd down and goal from the 1. And Schoenrock back in at quarterback this time. Gordon right next to him in the shotgun. Delay, give it to Gordon. Big punch up. Big bunch up, and he didn't get in.
He did not. A really good job by all interior, the 2 tackles, defensive tackles, and the inside linebacker there for the Vikings. Maybe lost about a half a yard, 4th and goal from the 1.5.
Wow. Wow, there was a huge, massive humanity in the middle there, and Gordon was right in the middle of it, and he wasn't able to get over the goal line, and Riverside's going to take a timeout. 10:51 to go in the second quarter. Bulldogs lead 7-6 C-Pro scoreboard. Back in 30 seconds on KSOM.
Get ready for harvest with the Red and Ready maintenance event going on now at Becker Equipment, your Case IH dealer in Audubon. Call now to schedule your 101-point inspection to receive a detailed analysis of your combine's condition and recommended service. Plus, receive a 10% discount on parts installed in our shop and a combine wash. It's the Red and Ready Harvest Maintenance Event, going on now through August 31st at Becker Equipment in Audubon, your local Case IH dealer. 712-563-4219.
Now back to high school football on 96.5 KSOM and live video at westerniowatoday.com.
Well, I can't imagine Riverside settling for a field goal here, John. I think they'd probably go for it.
No, you got the running backs and offensive line, except for the last 2 plays, have kind of willed their scheme on the Vikings defensive line, and How
about a wildcat snap to Gordon?
Well, you called it because that's who's lining
Gordon
up.
Is in the wildcat. I swear he didn't know. He rolls it to the near side, and he gets dropped.
What a play!
Nowhere to go.
60.
A goal line stand for AHSTW.
Fantastic play by the young man, defensive end. I mean, you're talking, as we've talked the whole game and pregame, Gordon, one of the best athletes and running backs in Western Iowa. And Sandberg just did a great job keeping his outside. That's what you want your outside DNs to do. Keep the outside shoulder free so they cannot get outside of you, especially in that. Bring them back. He did both. He had outside shoulder contained and then made the tackle.
So Kyler Sambothe with the stop, 6 foot 170-pound senior, and the Vikings hold. 1st down and 10 from their own 4. And they're going to run to the far side with Sukup. Long way to go. Spun around and dropped. And nowhere at all. Matter of fact, he might have lost a yard or 2.
I think he lost about 3 yards, 2 yards at least. And, that's going a long ways.
Well, they were starting at the 4.
Now at the 2. So, loss of 2 there.
So nowhere to go for Sukup there as Riverside able to pursue to the far side of the field. Clock moving, 10:14 to go in the second quarter. 7-6 Riverside. Goal line stand by the Vikings on our C-Pro scoreboard. Sukup hands it to Lee, up the middle, trying to break a tackle. Spun around outside, gets across the 10 to about the 11. Good hard-nosed running there.
That was actually Sternberg, I think, that was lined up as the tailback.
I think you're right, yeah.
And getting him the ball. Coach Harris talked about that, and I would agree. I mean, one of the best athletes on the Vikings team, and he did a really good job of following the blocks between the tackles, make 3rd and manageable, 3rd and 3.
Gain of 9 for Sternberg. 3rd down and 3 for the Vikings. Sukup hands it off again. Sternberg races into the open. He is gone. He's going to go all the way for the touchdown. He broke it, and he just keeps on running. It's going to go for 89 yards.
I think Coach Harris said, all right, we talked about it in pregame. We've talked about it all week. Let's just get him the ball. Let's hand the ball off to him. Let's not worry about, doing the flare screens or anything like that. And great response, not only on defensive stand, using that momentum and getting 1st down or close to a first down, then just breaking it for a huge touchdown.
Yeah, enough of this monkey business is what Garris is saying. Let's just give it to number 4, and let's see if he can make a play, and that's what he did. And now they're going to go for 2. Sukup in the empty backfield. They sent a man in motion. Sukup's going to run. Got spun around, stays on his feet, then dropped. Very close.
Nope. Short.
9:18 to go in the second quarter. Your C-Pro score is now AHSTW 12, Riverside 7. Back in a minute, KSOM.
From start to finish, let Aiken Design Center help you with your kitchen or bathroom ideas. For new designs or remodels, Aiken Design Center will work with you or your contractor to make your dream a reality. If you're not sure what you want, stop into our showroom so our custom designers can help you find what will suit your needs as well as your budget. The Aiken Design Center staff is committed to quality design while meeting your needs. Stop into Aiken today to find out how we can help.
Looking to upgrade your home? Or maybe you have storm damage that still needs repair? Rigid Edge Exteriors has you covered. From roofs and siding to gutters, windows, decks, and interior remodels, our team does it all, residential or commercial. For a free estimate, call Rigid Edge Exteriors today at 712-249-4449. That's 712-249-4449. Let us transform your ordinary house into your dream home.
Back to high school football on 96.5 KSOM and live video at westerniowatoday.com.
Well, John, game on.
Game on. I don't know about you, Chris, but if I was the Vikings coaching staff and they're right beside us, I don't know if they're going to hear me, but I probably want to kick it very deep. Like what Riverside has done in their 2 kickoffs. I probably kind of just squib kick this.
I think both sides just need to kick it out of bounds and then take the 35.
Yeah, that might be a good play by both teams.
Just kick it out of bounds. All right, we'll see Gordon and Jefferson. They both have speed. We saw Jefferson hand it off to Gordon. He ran it 70 yards to set up our first down and goal, but Riverside did not get it in.
Gettler is actually back there. And
it goes out of bounds.
They took your advice. I don't think it was planned, but
Jefferson was on the near side, and Gordon was on the far side, and he kicked it to the near side, went out of bounds at the 5. It was a punt. It would be great, but that doesn't count. So Riverside.
It'd be interesting, though. Frank can make him re-kick it, though, if he wanted
to. He could. Or you just take it at the 3rd. No, I think that's exactly what he's going to do.
Yeah.
He's going to make him re-kick it. Wow. This is an interesting chess match now. So they're going to move him back 5 from the 40 to the 35-yard line. And let's see what Baxter does now.
What do you think? Oh, you didn't watch the game. For the first time I saw the NFL's kicking rules.
I still haven't seen it.
It was a little odd to watch after growing up and watching what we see right now.
I still say the best philosophy is just kick it out of the end zone.
Yeah.
All right, here's a line drive kick. Going to bounce to the near side. He's going to die. Jefferson fakes the handoff. He runs to the far side of the 30. Cut back at the 35. Still trying to go to the outside. Good pursuit by the Vikings. They stop him at the 38.
Yeah, Jefferson there showing his speed. But Vikings doing a much better job of going down their lanes. That's a great example. You can't go to the ball. When you're on the kickoff, you have to go down your lane because the ball might come to you. And when you do, that's just like we were talking on the defensive end. You want to keep your outside shoulder free on kickoff, and everybody did their role there.
You need to be a special teams advisor for both these teams. First down for Riverside at their own 38. We got a timeout called by the Vikings. 9:11 to go in the second quarter. Your C-Pro scored AHSTW 12, Riverside 7. We're back in 30 seconds on KSOM.
Did you know that Mexican food is considered to be healthy? What? How do you figure? Almost every dish has vegetables. Salsa, all vegetables. Guacamole, avocados, and corn tortillas. They're naturally gluten-free.
Okay, I get it. Tacos, lettuce and tomato. So Rancho Grande for dinner?
Race you to the car.
Add more vegetables to your diet at Rancho Grande in Atlantic. And then you can indulge in a guilt-free margarita, imported beer, or dessert. Choose a healthier option at Rancho Grande. Open 7 days a week.
Today, call 712-243-5527 to find out more.
Now back to high school football on 96.5 KSOM and live video at westerniowatoday.com.
All right, we are back. I'm just
What
texting.
a beautiful night.
Oh, gorgeous night.
What a beautiful night.
Sunshine, 71 degrees. There is a little bit of wind out of the north-northeast, about 9 miles an hour. Back to pass is Schoenrock. Throws it across the middle. It's got Gordon. Oh, he got ripped around just below the helmet, just below the neck. That turned out to be a great stop. Gordon will get a small chunk. Got about 5 on that pass play.
But Zeb Hall did a really nice job, like you said, from the linebacker position, seeing that play. But Riverside mixing it up, doing a really good job of kind of keeping the Vikings defense on their heels, really doing a lot of different things with their athletes.
Zeb Hall's having a good game so far.
Absolutely.
Second down and a long 4. Gordon comes in motion. He gets the handoff on the end around. Looking for room off the left side, far side. He dives close to a first down, and I think he might have it.
Yeah, I think he does.
Yep.
And, coming from the wing back position, the slot position, going in motion, good timing. Almost with somebody like that, you almost need to have a spy on him because he's in so many different places. We've seen him at the tailback. We've seen him at the Wildcat quarterback. We've seen him now at the slot. All the different places that Riverside does a really nice job of utilizing them, but it still comes back to that offensive line, giving them creases and holes to show that athletic ability.
Vetter equipment first down, gain of 5. First down to 10, just shy of midfield of the 49. And give to Gordon again up the middle, and he runs into a wall, got shoved back. Vikings were ready for him that time. No gain.
Lund there showing why he had 6.5 total tackles and 6 solo. He didn't make the tackle, Chris, but he is the reason why there's no gain there because at that defensive tackle position, he stood his guy up, and so that way, Gordon couldn't get where he wanted to go and had to stop his feet and then a swarm tackle.
Tonight's game brought to you by Stein Seed. Stein has yield. Contact Darren Petty, your local Stein rep. Rancho Grande, authentic Mexican food on West 7th in Atlantic. Second down and 10, and Riverside took way too much time to get the play in, so they got to burn a timeout. 7:20 to go to second quarter. Steed Pros scored 12-7 Avoca. We're back in 30 seconds on KSOM.
Got a leak? A clog? Or maybe it's time for a brand new bathroom. Furnace or AC needs some attention? Or are you interested in floor heating? Call Fikes Plumbing and Services. Your trusted local experts in so many areas is now serving the Greenfield and Atlantic areas. From quick fixes to major renovations, Fikes Plumbing and Services has you covered with fast, friendly, and reliable service. With 30 years of service, Fikes licensed professionals tackle every job with care, ensuring your home stays comfortable and safe. Don't wait. Call Fikes Plumbing and Services today for your HVAC, plumbing, sewer, and septic needs. Today for your HVAC, plumbing, sewer, and septic needs.
Now back to high school football on 96.5 KSOM and live video at westerniowatoday.com.
Second down and 10 for Riverside. Left to right in the radio dial. Trips near side. Back to pass is Schoenrock. A holding call right in front of the official. Doesn't see it, and he's sacked anyway. And guess who? Lund! What a game by big old number 60. Henry, that's not Lund. That's Sandbooth. Sandbooth he makes this. What a stop for him. He made the stop on the goal line stand, and he makes a stop there.
Fantastic job after getting bear hugged. And you would think after as many flags as we've seen, they'd call it. But, big third down play here because that loss puts you behind the chains. And when you have, a running attack like they've been successful with, here's the other thing, Chris. We're already down to 7 seconds, and they have no timeouts left. They got to get this play going.
They're taking way too much time. Trips to the far side. Third down and 15 for the Bulldogs, and a flag thrown, and it's going to be delay a game.
Before we went on the break, I was going to mention that, that last timeout was their last timeout. We talked about using the one after Gordon's long kickoff return, and was probably a smart play, but now they don't have any timeouts.
Third down and 20, empty backfield. Schoenrock caught up the middle. Breaks it into the open, near side 40 to the 30. It's a foot race down to the 10, down to the 5, diving to the 2. What a play as Roller got lost in the middle of the field, and AC Roller just couldn't entire Viking defense, and it's going to be a 1st and goal for the Bulldogs on 3rd and 20.
Well, we talk about Gordon went all the way to the left, and obviously he needs to have a lot of attention given to him. Roller from the slot back just goes right there, has 3 men in front of him for the center screen.
Gain of 59. 1st and goal from the 2 in the Hoist Distributing red zone. Gordon gets into the end zone for the touchdown. So Vetter Equipment 1st down on the 39-yard or big pass play to Roller. What did I say? 42?
59, I think.
59,
Because, that was a 3rd and 17, I think. And, great play call. Doing a really nice job of mixing things up for Riverside and their offensive plays. All the flip over to Roller for the 2-point conversion.
Wow, so they catch the Vikings off guard, and Roller, who had the big 3rd down conversion, now gets the 2-point conversion. 6:02 to go in the 2nd quarter, and a big turn of events. Flip-flop we go. C-Pro score, Riverside up front, 15-12. We're back in 1 minute on KSOM.
Since 1952, the family-owned Mertz Welding has provided quality welding and fabrication in Carson. They specialize in rebuilding and remanufacturing everything from light to heavy equipment with a variety of machines and welders. There isn't a job Mertz Welding can't handle. For more information, stop in at the shop in the west end of Broadway in Carson or give them a call at 712-484-3821. Mertz Welding is a proud sponsor of Riverside Athletics. As prices increase, quality should too, right? But that's not always the case. That's why buying directly from the producer is your best shot at a quality product. S&B Feed Yard in Macedonia offers beef quarters and halves. Stock up your freezer and get high-quality, humanely raised Iowa beef from 3rd-generation producers. S&B Feed Yard also feeds cattle. So if you're in the market, call Sheila, Bryan, or Brock Bentley at 402-690-7022 for information, or reserve your quarter or half beef today. S&B Feed Yard, custom cattle feeding in Macedonia, is a proud supporter of Riverside Athletics.
850 Cass Health, neighbors caring for neighbors.
Now back to high school football on 96.5 KSOM and live video at westerniowatoday.com.
It's a squibber by Brahman and mishandled by one of the upmen for the Vikings, but they eventually fall on top of it at the 34-yard line, but AHSTW has it. They were kind of trying to disguise what they were going to do with the kickoff. John, they bunched up, and then they spread out, and then it was a squibber.
Yeah, squibber, and, your up guys are always told don't touch it, but the difference there is then the next level for the Vikings, we're actually 15 yards back, and that ball, with the cooler air and stuff kind of started to die because we're not on turf. We're on natural grass here. But, the field's in great shape. But that ball's going to die quicker on a field like this.
And you look, if you're watching this on YouTube, look at that sky. Look at that corn off in the distance. What a gorgeous night. 1st down and 10 for the Vikings. Play action. Sukup after his back foot. Throws it near sky. Caught by Hall. Down the near side. 30 to the 20. He is gone. Another big play. Touchdown. Vikings.
Exact same play. Going a different way, but to Hall, running a flag route just like they scored their first touchdown. That one was the flag route ended in the end zone. This one ended right there at the 45, 50-yard line and showing his speed to run away just enough to get away from the Riverside DB. Wow, talk about different.
Kids, don't do this at home. Don't throw off your back foot every time. It's not always going to work out that way. Another back footer by Camden Sukup, and he threw it 66 yards to Hall for the touchdown. Now there's a little pitch coming near side, and it's not going to. Sternberg's not going to get in for the 2-point conversion. 5:48 to go in the 2nd quarter, and another scoring switch as HTW now leads 18-15 on our C-Pro score. We're back in a minute on KSOM.
For farm supplies, see Brumley Supplies in Carson. General farm supplies, nuts and bolts, just about everything you need to get whatever is broke on your farm fixed. Need a new hydraulic hose belt? Brumley Supply can do that for you. Maybe you just need a couple of adapters or fittings. They can handle that too. Conveniently located just outside of Carson, give them a call at 402-680-5471 for all your farm supply needs. Brumley Supplies in Carson.
If you're an elite athlete, a weekend warrior, or an individual who just wants to walk down the street without pain, Murtu Medical Center Physical Therapy and Rehab Services has a knowledgeable and caring staff using the most up-to-date research-based treatments in such areas as functional dry needling, aquatic therapy, exercise, and manual therapy. At Murtu Physical Therapy and Rehab Services, we will address your pain and focus on your gains. Call 712-755-4342 and make your appointment today.
Come see us at Anita Supply Center. We are here to help.
Now back to high school football on 96.5 KSOM and live video at westerniowatoday.com.
This is Big Play Central on KSOM. Chris Varney, John Becker with you here.
Talked about momentum, sudden change, momentum. Great football game so far.
Short kick, end over end, takes a hop at the 20. Picked up at the 20-yard line by Gordon, being pushed outside to the near side. Gets to the 25 and then swarmed at the 30. Didn't get to the 30.
Good
Maybe
job.
Got to the 30.
Good job again by the coverage team after, the first couple kits for the Vikings not filling their lanes. But there again, once again, everybody had their lane with their outside shoulder free. And Gordon had to run a long way to just get 5 yards after he got the ball.
I almost feel like we're watching an 8-man football game. I mean,
there's a lot of
some, adventures on extra points, big plays like this. This is what you see in 8-man, and this is 11-man football. And these two teams are putting on a show. Let me tell you, it's fun to watch, but it's nerve-wracking for the fans. Let me tell you. All right, Riverside back on the attack as they have it at their own 30-yard line.
It's great for us as a parent. It's not. It's so great for a parent.
Not so good. Not so good for a parent. First down to 10 left or right. And give it near side Gordon. Oh, he got thumped hard.
Whoa.
He got thumped hard. He hangs onto the ball, gets 3 yards. He got hit high that time, which is unusual.
You know what? Acker there actually came from his safety position, stood up the pulling guard, and had so much momentum, the guard basically pushed them back. Great fill. We're seeing some really good job of helmet to helmet and really good tackling by both teams.
Second down and 7 for Riverside at their own 33-yard line. And we got a false start called against the Bulldogs. Today's game brought to you in part by Hummel Insurance Services. The difference with Hummel. By Anita Supply Center, your home enhancement store. We are here to help. By 3H Customs, customizing your farming resources to fit your needs. By Cass Health, neighbors caring for neighbors. By Broker Carnes & Carnes, trusted insurance since 1894. All right, they move them back 5, back to their own 29. That'll be second down and 11 for Riverside. Seed Pros score, 4:48 to go. Moving now, clock is 18:15. AHSTW on top. 2 wides to the near, empty on the far side. Schoenrock, the quarterback. Play action. Wants to throw it to Gordon. He's wide open in the middle of the field, and he got gang tackled at the 45-yard line for a Vetter Equipment first down.
Really nice play call. Everybody's flowing to the right. Both of you had twins to the right. Your wide receivers are over there. Roller comes in motion, so the linebackers flow. Gordon goes out, and a nice.
Yeah, the Vikings bid on the misdirection.
Yep.
They bid on the misdirection. So it's a Vetter Equipment first down for Riverside at their own 45-yard line. Now trips on the far side. Send Gordon to the far side. Schoenrock wants to run up the middle, and he gets plowed under, and now he plows forward to midfield. 2 guys trying to plow one another that time. As that's Sambothy again on the stop. We've called his name out a lot. It's a gain of 5.
Nice job, though, keeping his feet moving for, going forward, even with the really good contact by both of the Vikings defenders to make second and manageable here, 2nd and 5.
Just across midfield, barely into Viking territory for Riverside on a second down and maybe 4 3/8 or something like that. I don't know. 4, almost 5. Play action. Schoenrock. He's going
he's
deep.
wide
He's got
open.
a man wide open.
Oh, he dropped the ball.
It is dropped by Jet Rose. He was thinking 6. He was all by himself at the 20-yard line, and he forgot to take the ball with him.
Great play call, great execution, all except looking that ball in. And, that is the hardest catch to make. When you know that if you catch it, it's 6. But
Wasn't
you have
it
to
last
catch.
night? Didn't Mahomes miss like a wide open guy?
Yeah.
Last night? I mean, you could have been.
No, that was for the Ravens. Jackson missed a guy.
Maybe it was the other way around. 3rd down and 5. Schoenrock rolls to the far side. It's a tip ball, incomplete. Intended for Rose. He couldn't redeem himself that time and could not haul that in. It was a very difficult ball to catch because it was low, and Schoenrock got to throw it across his body, rolling to the far side, so it's 4th down and 5.
The other thing about Schoenrock is he's not the tallest guy. So when you have the Vikings D-line that probably averages 6'1" to 6'3", and Schoenrock, I'm guessing, is probably 5'8", 5'9".
Well, they listed him at 5'10", but
that's football.
That's yeah. So he's really 5'8". I mean, if you're listed at 5'10", you're really 5'8". All right, they're going to punt it. And Fenner, high but short. Very high, short. Got to get away from the ball. If you're Avoca, goes inside the 30, bounces to about the 25-yard line. So not the best of punts there. It's only going to be about a 28-yard punt or so, and no return. And the Vikings get it back. We got to stop, actually.
I was going to say, is that the second punt? Because they faked. That's the first punt for Riverside, isn't it? The other one they faked.
Yes, they faked. So he never really punted it. Technically got a first down on that fake punt by Fenner. And the Vikings do have a punt because they had a 3-and-out. Now they have it at their own 25, right to left on your radio dial. First down and 10 for AHSTW. Sukup wants to run it. Up the middle. He's got a hole. Trying to bounce it outside. And he's out to the 40. Getting to the open at Sternberg. And he gets across midfield. And a Vetter Equipment first down. The Wildcat to Sternberg. Why not? Just get him the ball. And the big fella gets rolling. He picks up 20.
The chess match with the coaching staffs here is it's just like the game. Fantastic. Getting your athletes the ball in different places. Things that they probably haven't prepared for because they haven't shown it in week 1. Nice first down gain.
Well, that's a Vetter Equipment first down, and Sternberg's over 100 yards in just 3 carries. To the 45, and give it up the middle. That's Lee. Lee doing a little shake and bake, and he falls down just short of the first down. He'll get about 9.
Just like they saw on the first play there, offensive line doing a really good job. The first person that really touched Lee there was probably 5-6 yards downfield. Then he kept moving his feet to go for a 9-yard gain.
2:19 clock moving here in the second quarter. Seed Pro score has Avoca AHSTW leading 18-15 over Riverside. 2nd and 1. Sukup rolls to the near side. Off his back foot again. Going for Sternberg. He reaches back. He can't make the catch, and a good defensive play out there by Riverside. Jefferson.
Great job by Jefferson, especially for a sophomore there. Reading the flow, making sure that he's staying with one of the fastest guys on the field and reading that ball and not causing interference, but batting it down.
We're on KSOM, Audubon and Atlantic. 3rd down and 1 for the Vikings. And it'll be 4-down territory here because they're in no man's land at the Riverside 36-yard line. And a little juke fake by Sukup, but he rolls across the 35 inside to about the 33. That will be a Vetter Equipment first down. Good run by Sukup. He's only got 1 yard total, but it's Sternberg who's carrying the load right now for the Vikings. But Sukup able to scamper forward and get that Vetter Equipment first. Clock down to 1:50 now. And Avoca, I think they have 2 timeouts left. Riverside out of timeouts. First down and 10 for the Vikings. Sukup taking a little bit of time to get this snap off. They're going to have to burn a timeout. Clock stops with 1:38 to play in the first half. 18-15. Vikings lead it back in 30 seconds on KSOM.
There are many benefits to arranging a funeral in advance. This is Mike Jones from Polly Jones Funeral Homes. Along with peace of mind, it shows great consideration to your family by relieving them from making important decisions during a period of stress and grief. Together, we will create a beautiful tribute that captures the essences of your life and wishes. At Polly Jones Funeral Homes, we want this to be a time to celebrate your life and make it as unique as you are. Polly Jones Funeral Homes, with locations in Harlan, Avoca, and Denison.
96.5 KSOM and live video at westerniowatoday.com.
All right, first down and 10 for the Vikings. Chris and John along with you. Bill Saluk is running our video on YouTube. He's not going to get any camera shots of us here tonight. And Tanner Steffen's back in the Plus KSOM studios. First down and 10 for AHSTW. At the 33 of Riverside, Sukup back to pass. He's got time. Scampers to the far side on the run. Throws it. Incomplete. Intended for Sternberg. He underthrew him. He was jumping around that time. Sukup doesn't like to keep his feet set. I mean, it seems like it's working for him, and that's not how you teach a quarterback to throw a football.
But for the most part, it's been working for him.
Oh, yeah, it has. I mean, 2 long touchdown passes off his back foot. Incredible. Second down and 10. Clock does stop with 1:32 to go in the second quarter. Sukup again in the shotgun. He's going to run it off. Up the middle, Lee dives to the 30. Not much that time. Bulldogs will stop it that time. Looked like Hackett came up and hit him first.
Yeah, really nice play there by Hackett, filling from his linebacker position for a short gain. Brings up 3rd and 7.
Clock moving, though, 1:09. And AHSTW is not hurrying up here. They huddle up. Now they come up to the line of scrimmage on 3rd and 7 from the Riverside 30. Sukup back to pass. Off his back foot again. It's caught across the middle by Hall. Almost fumbled it. And now he did drop the ball. We got flags down.
Jefferson there, I'm guessing.
Did he come early?
Well, there was 2 flags on the field, but Jefferson there with the tackle, kind of a wrestle, a really good takedown.
Let's see what this call is.
I don't know if the first flag was offensive pass interference with a possible play, but pretty certain the second flag is personal foul.
Jalen Hurts just threw a touchdown pass for Philadelphia. Eagles lead the Packers 7-6. Why is the NFL playing a game on Friday night?
Yeah, that's
why.
Just,
I mean, why are they doing? Yeah, money. I get.
I know. Yeah, up here in the press box, they're talking money. But Friday night's high school football.
Exactly.
College
high school football
be
belongs on Friday. I got ticked off when Big Ten decided to play football on Friday night.
It's un-American.
That upset me. It is
un-American.
It is. Should be a law. We'll send them all to jail. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't care playing it in Brazil, but I don't like it. Don't like it at all. All right,
they're saying the personal foul was on the Vikings and the offensive pass interference.
So they're going to call 2 penalties, but unsportsmanlike on AHSTW after the play. So now it's going to be, there can't be any offensive pass interference. It's got to move them all the way back. It's 4th down. Offensive pass interference would have given them the first down.
Offensive pass interference.
Oh, they called offensive pass interference.
Yeah.
Oh, so both penalties come against the Vikings, and it's 4th down for the Vikings now at the Riverside 45-yard line. Well, they're going for it on 4th down in an eternity. Sukup throws it to Sternberg, trying to break it to the outside of the 40, cuts it back at the 30, breaks 1, breaks 2, hurdles another guy. He has a first down. Are you kidding me? Inside the 20, Sternberg does it himself. He sidestepped tackle after tackle. He hurdles a guy. He got spun around. Unbelievable.
I met the Sternberg family actually before the game when we got here really early, Chris, and they said, yeah, we got to get them the ball. And obviously, it's right. I mean, they've done a great job in different ways. That's a safe play. That pass play started behind the line of scrimmage. Basically a wide receiver screen going all the way against it. He got the ball on the left hash, ended up almost going out of bounds, and did a great job staying in bounds to get that first down.
4th down at about 20, and he goes for 27. He's in the Hoist Distributing red zone, down to the 19-yard line. 1st down and 10. Sukup off his back foot again. He throws it near side. It's almost intercepted. Or is it picked off?
It's picked off by Jefferson. But
Jefferson was upset with himself because he fell down. He thought he could go all the way.
Well, because the only person that could have caught him was Sukup, and, I mean, he would have had to take a great angle.
So Jefferson read the eyes of Sukup there. He stepped in front of the receiver and picked it off for the Bulldogs. Big play by Jefferson. It'll stop the clock with 32 seconds left in the second quarter. Second interception of the game by Sukup. Oliver had the first. Now Jefferson, he just read his eyes and made a great pick.
Yeah, great job there, Jefferson.
Yeah, that's his first pick of the year. Does have a fumble recovery.
Yep.
So Riverside now has it 1st down and 10 from their own 24-yard line. And they give it to Gordon. Up the middle, hit hard, and he rolls forward. Looked like he got hit by Peterson.
Yep.
So Gordon gets maybe 3.
And I'm guessing that's the last play of the half because Riverside doesn't have any timeouts.
No, down to 11 seconds left. They don't look like they're in any hurry. Halftime Atlantic on top, 14-0 over Glenwood, 14-9. And that's going to be the end of the first half. Your C-Pro score, AHSTW 18, Riverside 15. Coming up in 2 minutes, we'll hear from head coach Matt Campbell and preview tomorrow's Cy-Hawk rivalry with Iowa. That's coming up, and we'll also have first half stats and scores from around the area. All straight ahead as our Aiken Building Center halftime is up after this 2-minute timeout on KSOM.
There are many benefits to arranging a funeral in advance. This is Mike Jones from Polly Jones Funeral Homes. Along with peace of mind, it shows great consideration to your family by relieving them from making important decisions during a period of stress and grief. Together, we will create a beautiful tribute that captures the essences of your life and wishes. At Polly Jones Funeral Homes, we want this to be a time to celebrate your life and make it as unique as you are. Polly Jones Funeral Homes, with locations in Harlan, Avoca, and Denison.
What's it mean to be in good hands? It means you get an expert agent who's in it for the long haul. We'll get to know you and be there for you as your coverage needs change. I'm Craig Hummel at Hummel Insurance Services, and we work with Allstate Insurance. Let us help you choose the right amount of protection to meet your needs and see for yourself what it means to be in good hands. Call Hummel Insurance Services or stop in anytime.
Where we're getting the best coverage for you at the most competitive rate. Hi, this is Nick Carnes with Brocker Carnes & Carnes. We are an independent insurance agency that offers coverage for your home, auto, life, farm, and everything in between. But mostly we are here to help. As an independent agency, we can shop around for the best rates and coverages from multiple companies. Stop by one of our offices or go to BrockerCarnes.com for a quote on your insurance. Let Brocker Carnes & Carnes help you get the best coverage at a competitive rate.
Stein delivers more new genetics faster. Our focus on delivering higher yielding genetics faster than the competition is why we have released more new Enlist E3 lines in the past 5 years than any other seed company. For elite genetics paired with simple, flexible, and effective weed control, plant Stein Enlist E3 soybeans. Stein has yield. 45 years of yield. Learn more at steinseed.com.
That is coming up. Meanwhile, it wasn't perfect for Iowa State football last week at a season-opening 21-3 victory against North Dakota. But head coach Matt Campbell says there were a lot of things to build on. The Cyclones did not come out of the game unscathed. Harlan grad junior Will McLaughlin got hurt against the Fighting Hawks and definitely will not play this week against Iowa.
Will be out for a little bit. He's a guy that's probably more week to week than he is anything else, but we hope to get him back here sooner than later. But obviously we love Will and hopefully get him back on the football field soon.
The Cyclones have other injuries in the linebacking core. Junior Caleb Bacon had a leg injury against UND and had to have surgery on Sunday. Campbell says he'll be out for a while, but not out for the season.
Well, I do think he's got the ability to get him back at some point this football season, which is honestly the best news that we could have heard on Saturday is what we got. And so lower leg injury, I do think he'll be back, though, here at some point later in the season, or have the opportunity to get himself back later in the season based on recovery. But obviously, that's a tough blow for Caleb just because he's done such a great job. But I think the great news is that, from what it could have been and what it was, I think there's a lot of positivity around it too. And obviously there's light at the end of the tunnel that, he can make it back this fall.
Rocco Becht was a very efficient 20 of 26 passing for 267 yards and 2 touchdowns against North Dakota. Now he's going up against the Hawkeyes defense, which is much more stout. Campbell says Becht has seen this style of defense multiple times, and the biggest priority, taking care of the ball.
Having that year of experience and seeing not only that defense from Iowa, but seeing it from multiple different teams we played last year, it certainly allows you to have confidence to know, what are my answers? What are the challenges this defense can present? How do I do a great job taking care of the football? What do all those things look like and feel like? So I definitely see that as a positive, again, at that position where you're handling the football at all times. I think critically important.
Overall, Campbell is impressed with the style of defense that Iowa plays and how they can adjust to what an offense is doing as the game progresses.
What they do such an incredible job of is, they know who they are defensively. They have answers to, when it gets put in conflict, how to create an answer to, the conflict that gets created. And that comes with great experience and honestly great fundamental and detail. And I would say that's the most impressive thing of what they do defensively. And, the thing that can get you caught and really make you pay the most is the ability to turn the ball over. And I think when you can do a great job at least taking care of the football, it has to start there.
Campbell says this game is more than just Iowa State at Iowa. It's the Cyclones' very first road test of the season.
If we want to be the team that we want to be at the end of the football season, you got to win on the road. And, I think we started to learn how to, as a young football team, by the midpoint to the end of the season, we really learned what it takes and what are some of the things that you have to do when you play on the road that are different than playing at home. So, you're going into a hostile environment. Obviously, you're going into a game that has a lot of hype around it from the outside. And, the ability to block that out and the ability to understand that to win on the road, it's going to be about those precision and detail moments. It's going to be about, playing our style of football. And can you do that against a really good opponent?
Iowa State visits Iowa tomorrow. Kickoff is at 2:30. Cyclones pregame at 12:30 on 96.5 FM KSOM. It's halftime here between Riverside and AHSTW. We'll have first half stats and scores. That's all coming up straight ahead. Stay with us here on KSOM.
Farming is all about numbers, and Fence Red Wheel deals have some great ones. For a limited time, get 0% interest for 36 months on a brand new tractor. Plus, Fence industry-leading Gold Star customer care, which includes 3-year or 3,000-hour full machine warranty, a complete 360 inspection and scheduled maintenance, and even a loaner guarantee if it can't be repaired in 48 hours. A fixed cost with those kind of numbers? Talk about acres of savings. Fence Red Wheel deals end September 30th. Talk to Ziegler Ag Equipment to learn more or visit ZieglerAg.com for details.
Cass Health in Atlantic, Iowa is a nationally recognized hospital, and we are proud of the awards and all of our recent accomplishments. But do you know what drives us to be the very best? You. We're passionate about helping our patients heal and feel their very best at any age and any stage of life. Cass Health, neighbors caring for neighbors.
When it comes to your investments, I know you have a choice. Hi, I'm Mark Smith, a certified financial planner and registered investment advisor with Principal Financial Group. Today I want to say thank you, Southwest Iowa. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to serve the community for 39 years. Over the years, you've given me the opportunity to get to know you and your family. Thank you for your trust, your confidence, and most of all, your relationship. If I can help you with your financial plan, please give me a call at 712-243-2466. Mark Smith, Principal Financial in Atlantic.
3H Customs has everything any farmer needs to be successful, and that's not an exaggeration. We offer soil sampling, crop scouting, and spraying. We also offer precision planting products, Midwest seed genetics, and nature's fertilizers. Don't forget fertilizers and anhydrous also. 3H Customs has everything the Iowa farmer needs, and we dedicate ourselves to helping each farmer be successful. For more information on how you can build that successful operation, call 249-2429 or visit 3hcustoms.com. 3H Customs, customizing your farming resources to fit your needs.
On 96.5 KSOM and live video at westerniowatoday.com.
Well, it's halftime here in Avoca. Chris Varney, John Becker, along with you as it's John, I think it's a pretty entertaining first half. AHSTW leads 18-15. We've seen some big plays.
Big plays by great athletes, but, you know, both coaching staffs doing a great job of getting their playmakers the ball. You know, really all night, that's what we've seen. And it's been different guys. It hasn't just been Gordon and
Sternberg, or really Sukup, because Sternberg had the kickoff return in week
but
one.
Sukup was the one that had over 100 yards rushing last week.
And passing.
And passing, yeah. So, I mean, Riverside doing a really good job. We saw a lot of sudden changes. We talked about it. We only saw 2 true punts. We saw a fake punt early on, but only 2 punts. Not a lot of mistakes. Some things penalties really are the main reason why the score has been so low.
Yes, I think so.
You know,
there have been a lot of drives, a lot of plays that have been negated, first downs that have been negated by penalties.
Yeah, and really, I mean, every penalty is not at a great time, but, you know, a lot of penalties have been more costly than just the penalty itself, because the timing and, you know, the down and distance or negated, you know, a first down or all those type of things that you would think you'd see in the week one.
Right.
You know, that we're seeing still, you know, the first half of week 2. And I'm sure both coaching staffs are talking about that right now is, hey, guys, you know, we do what we do and not make mistakes. And that's probably going – whoever makes less penalties in the second half, probably going to be the team that wins, because they're very well matched.
It could come down to that, no doubt. Both teams did turn it over on their opening drive as AHSTW, an interception by Kellen Oliver of Riverside, but the Bulldogs fumbled it right back to the Vikings, who went 3 and out on their next drive. Riverside started at their own 10, and were able to get it to Gordon. Eventually got it to 30. They were able to move down the field. Gordon, a 31-yard touchdown run. 3:44 to go the first quarter. Bulldogs led 7-0. Then Avoca answered back, starting at their own 34. It would be Sukup finding Hall for a 22-yard touchdown pass off his back foot with 37 seconds left of the quarter. The extra point no good. Riverside still led 7-6. On the ensuing kickoff, Gordon returned it 70 yards, got it all the way down to the 10-yard line, but a goal line stand by AHSTW. Stan Bolte with the key tackle on 4th and goal as the Bulldogs went for it, and he stopped Gordon cold. Avoca took over at their own 4, and then, why not? Give it to Sternberg. And after a play or two, Sternberg broke it for an 89-yard touchdown run at 9:18 to go in the second, and AHSTW led 12-7. Riverside got it back at their own 38-yard line. On 3rd and 20, they got it to Roller on a catch and run, a gain of 59. Gordon would plunge in from 2 yards out. Riverside took back the lead 15-12 at the 6:02 mark. Then back came the Vikings. A 66-yard touchdown pass from Sukup to Hall. 5:48 to go in the half, and that would be your score at halftime, 18-15. Unofficial stats for that first half for Riverside. Jackson Gordon, 12 carries for 69 yards and 2 touchdowns. Overall, the Bulldogs have 95 yards rushing. Schoenrock through the air, 4 of 7 for 86 yards. So you have 95 rush, 86 pass, 181 yards of total offense. Their roller had 59 on that one pass play on that third down conversion. For AHSTW, Drew Lee, 7 carries for 39 yards. Sternberg, 3 carries, 118 yards, and 2 touchdowns. 89 and 20 for Sternberg. 118 yards rushing by Sternberg, 162 rushing, 150 passing. Sukup was 6 of 13 for 150 and 2 interceptions and 2 touchdowns. So you got 312 yards of total offense for Avoca.
And the score isn't 35-28.
No.
The score is 18-15 because of the penalties that, kind of just they're drive killers. When you have penalties like that, they just stall, the momentum, the flow, and it was a choppy first half because of all the penalties.
Some choppiness with the penalties, but some big plays as well.
Huge plays.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Fun
so
to
it's
watch.
kind of a mixed bag, really.
Yes.
It's halftime. As our Aiken Building Center halftime rolls on, AHSTW leads it 18-15. On our C-Pro scoreboard, we're back in 2 minutes. We have some scores. Second half coming up. Back in 2 minutes on KSOM.
From start to finish, let Aiken Design Center help you with your kitchen or bathroom ideas. For new designs or remodels, Aiken Design Center will work with you or your contractor to make your dream a reality. If you're not sure what you want, stop into our showroom so our custom designers can help you find what will suit your needs as well as your budget. The Aiken Design Center staff is committed to quality design while meeting your needs. Stop into Aiken today to find out how we can help.
United Group Insurance. People you know and people you trust. Because we are local in Southwest Iowa with offices in Red Oak, Atlantic, Griswold, and Shenandoah. Our team of agents will find the perfect policy for your needs from the wide variety of carriers that we work with. We offer policies for home, auto, life, farm, health, and commercial with vast experience in both hail and crop insurance. Learn more at unitedgroupins.com today.
Get ready for harvest with the Red and Ready maintenance event going on now at Better Equipment, your Case IH dealer in Audubon. Call now to schedule your 101-point inspection to receive a detailed analysis of your combine's condition and recommended service. Plus, receive a 10% discount on parts installed in our shop and a combine wash. It's the Red and Ready Harvest Maintenance Event, going on now through August 31st at Better Equipment in Audubon, your local Case IH dealer. 712-563-4219.
Looking to upgrade your home? Or maybe you have storm damage that still needs repair? Rigid Edge Exteriors has you covered. From roofs and siding to gutters, windows, decks, and interior remodels, our team does it all, residential or commercial. For a free estimate, call Rigid Edge Exteriors today at 712-249-4449. That's 712-249-4449. Let us transform your ordinary house into your dream home.
Now back to high school football on 96.5 KSOM and live video at westerniowatoday.com.
All right, we're back. And I'm just sending my buddy Tom Robinson the scoring update here. 18-15 at the half. And he is on KS95, our sister station, at the half there in Glenwood. Trojans out to the lead 14-9. Did you heard they got like a kick return?
Yeah, I saw the Lank Booster Club on Facebook had the opening kickoff by the Trojans, 95-yard score, 20 seconds in, they were up 7-0.
Wow. So they're up 14-9 at halftime. There, that's on our sister station, KS95. Harlan up big over Denison Schleswig, 28-0 in the second quarter. Tri-Center's for real, folks. They are giving Trainer a game, tied at 14 at half. There, Trainer's ranked. That's a second-ranked opponent for the Tri-Center Trojans.
Back-to-back and hanging with both of them.
Yeah, Coach Schroeder doing a great job getting that team ready to start the season. In the second quarter, two teams that are ranked but are winless. Kemper and Underwood, they both lost in week one, but to both ranked teams. They're in the second quarter. Kemper and Underwood tied at 14.
Yeah, and both those schools are planning on being in the playoffs. And one of them is going to be 0-2 after this weekend.
I know. And then Kemper's got AHSTW next week. Central Decatur leads Nottoway Valley 6-0 in the second. ACGC on top of Earlham 21-14 at halftime. South Central Calhoun leads Southwest Valley 14-0 at half. Cam blowing away Griswold 44-6 at halftime. Stanton leads Exira EHK 14-6 late in the second. At halftime, Audubon on top of Colonesco 22-8. Don't overlook that Royal team. They're 2-0 coming in, and they had won their first two games by a combined score of 108-0. Woodbine leads Boyer Valley 36-6 in the second. And the big game of the night in West Des Moines at halftime, Valley over Dowling 17-10.
That's always, both of them play there at the big stadium there in West Des Moines, and that's always for a Metro game. That's
as big as it gets.
That's as big as it gets.
Some other scores of note: Ankeny leads Sally's Polk 10-7 at halftime. Can Sally's Polk start 0-2? Shenandoah leads West Central Valley 20-17 at halftime. St. Albert over West Monona 13-0 in the second. Carroll leads Gilbert 18-7 at halftime. Williamsburg ranked number 1 in 3A. They're playing Xavier, which is ranked like 2 or 3 in 4A. And Raiders of Williamsburg lead the Xavier Saints 7-6 in the first quarter. Lennox over Fremont Mills 21-0 in the second quarter. There you go. There's some scores. Don't forget our scoreboard show after the games tonight at 10 o'clock. It'll get you caught up to date on all the scores across the state. So Riverside, remember, they deferred, and they will get the ball first to start the second half. And kickoffs have been an adventure.
They have been an adventure for sure.
All right, so we're just shy of 8:30 here on KSOM. Audubon Atlantic. Chris and John with you. Tanner back in the plush KSOM studios, and Bill holding down the fort below us in the press box. Out in the elements, braving the weather, but it's a beautiful night.
Oh, what a beautiful night. Beautiful atmosphere.
So Baxter will kick it deep from right to left. Jefferson and company, and Gordon back deep. It's a short kick. Jefferson comes up. He just dives on it at the 25-yard line. So the Bulldogs trailing 18-15 on our C-Pro scoreboard. By your side to maximize yield from the word go. Your Pioneer pros, John Becker, Mark Weintiger, and Gary Dinkla, and Nick Knudsen. Seed pros. First down and 10 for the Bulldogs at their own 25-yard line. Now they were rotating quarterbacks, Schoenrock and Moore. And looks like Schoenrock will start the second half in the shotgun with Gordon next to him. High snap, but he got out to Gordon, and then he's tackled way back in the line of scrimmage, and almost untouched was Ayers, who came in and wrapped him up.
Yeah, great job by Ayers. Basically coming from that linebacker position and going right through the pulling guard's gap, and the tackle just did not get down, and a great tackle for loss, and now we got second down 15-16.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, it was a loss of 6. So the Bulldogs will have to make that up. Empty backfield for Schoenrock. And he hands it off on the end around, and he's dropped for another big loss. Tried to hide it, and he gave the ball off to Roller, and Roller got rolled over.
Yeah, Lund there.
And they are going.
Sambothy again from his defensive end. Roller's right there, and he just follows Roller. He's tackling him from behind. Roller is coming from the wingback position, and Sambothy there from the defensive end just followed him right down the line of scrimmage, got the handoff and tackled him. Now we got 3rd and 22.
They're all the way back at their own 15-yard line for the Bulldogs. 3rd and long. Oh, and Sambothy jumped off sides. So that'll shorten it a little bit.
Talking about having a great play. It's not the field goal jinx. Maybe it's the Becker jinx.
The broadcast jinx.
Yeah, the broadcast jinx.
Well, I mean, we said it, though. Who makes the fewest mistakes in this second half is going to win this game. And these penalties are going to come into a factor there as Sambothy got a little anxious to go after the quarterback. So instead of 3rd and about 20 plus, it's about 3rd down and 16. Schoenrock in the shotgun. Just going to roll to the far side. Throws it back across his body. It's tipped, and it's incomplete. Even if it would have been caught, it would have been way short of the first down. Rose, the intended receiver.
That's really tough when you're a right-handed quarterback going to the left full speed trying to throw it. I mean, Mahomes can't make that throw a lot of the times. You know,
well, both of these quarterbacks have made throws across their body, off their back foot. It hasn't been really perfect kind of form for both of these quarterbacks, but they still made some plays.
Nice stop by the Vikings, though, on the first defensive stand.
Fenner to kick, pressured and got rid of it. Fielded and then dropped, and Riverside falls on top of it. A muff by Sternberg, and the Bulldogs get it back. Are you kidding me? A mistake by Sternberg. He muffed it, and Riverside fell right on top of it. Right at midfield, just shy of midfield, at their own 48-yard line.
You know, great job. Instead of doing the rugby-style punt, I think one of the adjustments for the Riverside Bulldogs is have their punter just kick it. I know, you know, the first time, I don't know if that was a plan fake or he just saw it, you know, with the rugby style, but that time
I would guess
getting some nice height because he wasn't running.
Yeah, I would guess he saw that it was going to be blocked and he just took off.
Yeah.
He saw some open daylight and took off. That's a guess. First down and 10 for the Bulldogs at their own 48. Play action. Shamrock's going for the big hitter. Across the middle. Incomplete.
I love the play call, though. You know, sudden change. Let's go deep right to start with. Just didn't execute. And really good job there on the backside for the Vikings. Doing a really good job of having good coverage with that cover 3.
That's like not swinging on a 3-0 pitch in baseball. In
Yeah.
football, when you get a big play, go for the big hitter.
Absolutely.
Right away.
Absolutely.
It didn't
Love
work
the
for the
play call.
Bulldogs, though. C-Pro scoreboard. 18-15, Avoca with the lead. Handoff to Gordon on 2nd and 10. Going far side, gets out of the open. Stiff arm at the 30. Inside the 30, he tumbles down to the 25, and it's a Vetter equipment first down run by Gordon.
You know, Gordon always has that forward lean that you love to see from a running back, right? I mean, he always has that forward lean. Now they're going in kind of up-tempo.
24 on the Vetter equipment first down, no huddle. Now for Riverside at the 26. And Gordon again goes offside on the left side, trying to field his way forward, and he's going to get forward for about 5 as he gets driven out of bounds.
You know, the difference between their first drive and this drive is that they're getting pushed at especially the defensive end side there on the short side of the field.
Starting to close in on 100 yards for the night. I have him unofficially at 92. 2nd down and 5 for Riverside. Give it to Gordon. This time he runs up the middle, near side. He tumbles forward. He's in the hoist, distributing red zone. A flag in at the end of the play. A Vetter equipment first down, but let's see what the flag is. Came right at the end of the play.
Riverside's clapping. I don't know if Jefferson knows something that we don't know yet, but we'll see what the flag is.
Well, let's see here.
Face mask.
Wow, face mask call. They move them all the way inside the 10, all the way down to about the 6.
6 or 7, 1st and goal.
First down and goal for Riverside. Another mistake by the Vikings. Give it to Gordon, little shake and bake. It's turned around and then pushed back as he got maybe to the 5.
Yeah, Gordon is best when, you know, he makes one cut and goes. I mean, every running back, that's where they're at their best. Make one cut. When you have to kind of change for that second cut or third cut, that's where you have the defense can get that tackle.
Unofficial, I have him over 100 yards now, 105. 2nd down and goal from the 5. Schoenrock hands it off to Gordon, up the middle, and gets dragged down from behind. He goes, but it gets dragged down into the end zone. He got dragged down by AHSTW in the end zone for the 5-yard touchdown run.
There again, that lean that he has, and just showing that time, you know, instead of have to cut, he's moving his feet.
Yeah, but I saw a big paw that grabbed him on the back of his jersey and just sling them, but he slinged them forward into the end zone. So what are we going to do for an extra point? I guess they're going to try and kick it here. They did make one earlier. Riverside retakes the lead. The muff punt, devastating. Brahman's kick is up, and it is good. 8:50 to go in the third quarter. Riverside takes back the lead, 22-18 on the C-Pro scoreboard. Back in a minute on KSOM.
Anita Supply Center is here for you. From the big jobs to the small tasks, we're here to help. Hi, this is Kim with a reminder of our hours, so when you need our help, we're here. Anita Supply Center is open Monday through Fridays, 7 to 5, and Saturdays, 8 until noon. We're here 6 days a week for all your building, landscaping, how-to projects, repairs, and more. We offer free in-home measurements, free estimates, and can help you put your ideas together. Anita Supply Center is open 6 days a week for all your home improvement and building needs.
The 2024 growing season is off to a great start, but will the yields remain strong through the end of the season? At Hoist Distributing, located near Audubon, we are your one-stop shop for your agricultural needs. We offer fertilizer, chemical, and the seed you need to grow a strong, healthy crop. We also offer the latest in precision planting technologies to optimize seed placement, nutrient application, and maximize your return on investment. We don't settle for anything less than the best for your farm. Give Chad or Jeremy a call at Hoist Distributing today, 712-563-3030.
Now back to high school football on 96.5 KSOM and live video at westerniowatoday.com.
You know, the team that might win this game might have it last. Riverside leads it now 22-18, and they will boot it back to the Vikings.
Looks like the whole Vikings kick return is up about 10 more yards than they originally were in the first half.
But instead of kicking it deep, they've been pooching it over that first line and kind of kicking it into no man's land. And now they're going to settle back. Riverside was in a bunch.
Yep.
And now they spread out. And there's the squib to the far side. Gets past the first line, but they pick it up at the 40 to the 50. Lee across midfield. Check that. That isn't Lee. That's Ayers. Ayers with the return, and a good return at that. He got it in his own, about 38, 39-yard line or so, and got it across midfield to the 44. So
most of the times those upbacks go up, and he went kind of against the grain from the right hash to the left.
So the Vikings start in excellent field position at the Riverside 44, now down 22-18. And Sternberg the carry. Scrambles, jukes, dives, trying to get outside. He stumbles, and he finally gets dropped on the far side of the field, but he should have a Vetter equipment first down. A great effort by Sternberg, who nearly able to stay on his feet, and if he had, he'd been able to break it. But he gets about 12.
He does a great job. His feet never stop. Those feet never stop. Always, sometimes there's short steps, but always keeping those feet going. Great first down run.
4 carries, 129 yards I have Sternberg at. Vetter equipment first down at the Riverside 33. First down and 10. Fake it to Sternberg. Sukup, and he's dropped for nothing. Nada. Zippo. Matter of fact, he might have lost a yard as Roller came in and made the stop.
Great read by Roller on that zone read. Just saw it and was like, it doesn't matter if he keeps it or hands it off. Roller was in the backfield going to be able to make the tackle on either one.
Second down and 12 for AHSTW. They move right to left on your radio dial. Sukup in the shotgun for the Vikings. Long snap count. Back to pass. He pumps, rolls to the other side off his back foot. It's tipped. It's juggled, and it's almost caught, and it's incomplete.
Almost intercepted by Jefferson, then almost brings it in and could have gone for a touchdown. That's high school football there.
It was almost an interception. It was almost a touchdown the other way. Then it was almost a catch. Then it was almost a touchdown the other way. And turns out it was nothing.
Yep, now we have third down and 12.
They say this game is a game of inches. Chiefs fans and Ravens fans know all about that. And that was another case. Third and 12 for the Vikings. Clock stopped, 7:36 to go in the third quarter. Sukup low snap. He's got it back off his back foot. Throws it incomplete. Intended for Hall, but he overthrew him. Schoenrock on the coverage.
Really nice job there by Canuck. Hopefully I'm saying his name right, but number 3 for Riverside as a linebacker dropping that deep. Really good job. That's a hard thing, from a linebacker spot is getting that much depth to cover where the tight end's currently at.
4th down and 12, and they're in no man's land at the Riverside 35, so they got to go for it. Spread the field, 2 to the near, 1 to the far. Send Sternberg in motion far side to give him the handoff. No, they stopped the play. We got a false start called against AHSTW. 22-18, the C-Pro scoreboard, with Riverside getting the touchdown on the Gordon 5-yard run off the muff by Sternberg on the punt to start this first half. And now HTW is going to punt it. This is probably a smart move. Osper back deep, or back to kick it. And he's going to boot it down the middle. They're going to let it go. It hops at the 15, inside the 10. It'll be down at the 9. That's pretty solid there. I mean, it's about a 31-yard punt, but to pin him inside the 10 is what you want to do.
Changing field position a little bit. Now, let's see what Vikings defense comes back onto the field. Is it the one that's had the stop to start the half, or the one that, Riverside got some big chunk plays to have the
is it the one that made the goal line stand in the first half, or is it one that has been able to get to Schoenrock and Gordon at times? Riverside wants a long sustaining drive. Vikings want to get the ball back. Riverside has it left to right. Your radio dial, they have it at their own 9. 1st down and 10. Schoenrock. Long snap count here with Gordon next to him. He's going to give it to Jackson. Gordon gets it off to the far side, trying to get a block. And finally, pursuit that time of the Vikings to bring him down, but not before he got just to the 15, a gain of 6.
Yeah, really good job, Gordon, there, making the most, just getting, positive yards, getting right behind that pulling guard from the right to the left to get a nice 6-yard first down play.
It looked like Akers, though, was able to pursue and lead the charge on the tackle.
But the difference there is Akers is making it on his side of the field.
Right. 2nd down and 4 for Riverside at their own 15. Move a man in motion. Going to direct snap to Gordon up the middle and then get shoved back. They get their yardage, it looks like they're going off tackle. But when they go right up the gut, I think the Vikings are ready for that.
Well, the other thing is they had a linebacker blitz from the strong side linebacker there on the wide side of the field, and Vikings had more defenders than the Riverside offensive linemen had blockers on that play.
By the way, I believe that was Schoenrock on the carry. Faked it to Gordon, and AHSTW was ready for him. So it's 3rd down and about 4 for Riverside at their own 15-yard line. Schoenrock going to hand it to Gordon. Cuts it up underneath. Runs into a wall, then push back. He's short of the first down.
All right, well, they do.
He needed 4. He got 3. You're back deep inside your own 20. You're at your own 19-yard line. You got to punt it.
I think that was actually Jefferson on that carry there.
Well, it's going to be 4th and 1.
4th and 1.
Clock moving. 5:30 to go in the 3rd quarter. C-Pro scoreboard, it's 22-18. Riverside with the lead, but they're going to have to kick it away.
I definitely have a safe punt.
Tight punt.
Defensive here, playing it punt safe here.
Yeah. Fenner.
Well, they got trips, and
Fenner's going to rugby kick it. Gets off a good kick. And the Vikings brought everybody up, and they're going to let it hop back in their own territory down to the 38-yard line.
Yeah, one thing that, I bet Riverside's staff is seeing, they went trips with that punt, and nobody had that slot middle wide receiver there. If they do that again don't be surprised if they get a short 4th down and the Vikings cover it the same way.
Well, that time Fenner got off a 46-yard punt. That's his best punt of the night. And the Vikings are back in their own territory, but still in decent field position at their own 39, but they trail 22-18. They move right to left. Sukup in the shotgun for the Vikings. Here's a low snap. He picks it up, throws it far side. It's caught by Hall. It immediately refuses to go down.
What a play.
Stays on his feet at the 50 into Bulldog territory and has a Better Equipment first down. What a play by Hall, who was stuck at the line of scrimmage, and he unstuck himself.
Yards after contact, yak is what we call it. And yards
Love
after
the yak.
Yards after contact, that's 14 yards after he initially got hit, not by just one Riverside defender, but two. Great effort by Hall and a really key drive here for the Vikings.
Gain of 16 on the fourth catch of the night for Hall. First down into Riverside territory at the 45-yard line. And they're going to hand it off. Sternberg coming near side, and he's going to be dropped. Good pursuit that time by Riverside. And Sternberg got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
Yeah, more there for Riverside. Did a nice job from the linebacker position, filling up there, and then teammates, Jefferson and others, doing a nice job of finishing it off. But, you know.
By the way, Hall has 4 catches, 117 yards.
And 2 touchdowns.
And the 2 touchdowns. Yep. What a game for him. Second down and 10 for AHTW. 4:18 to go the third quarter. Clock moving. Play action to Sternberg. Throw it across the middle. And it's caught inside the 20. Tumbling down to the 15 in the Hoist Distributing red zone. And a first down for Avoca.
Really good job having Sternberg actually go in motion from left to right.
I think that was Baxter who made that catch.
It was Baxter, but Sternberg was actually going in motion. So as a linebacker, you have to kind of freeze a little bit. And then him doing a nice job with the post, and Sukup doing a great job getting the ball to him.
Gain of 31. A Better Equipment first down in the Hoist Distributing red zone for AHSTW. Oh, low snap, and Sukup grabbed it, and he got run over in the backfield. He was just lucky to get the ball back.
You know, that's probably over half the snaps in this half have not gotten to him in the air. You know, Sukup's doing a great job of playing shortstop right now. Honestly, he's just scooping up the ball.
It's a loss of 6. Back to the 20-yard line, but they're in the Hoist Distributing red zone. Your Precision Planting and Channel C dealer in Audubon. Give Chad a call today, 712-304-0487. Second down and long. Sukup back to pass. Throws it wide open in the end zone.
It's Hall.
Touchdown is Hall.
3 touchdown night.
It's Hall in the end zone with the football.
Sukup doing a great job of staying in the pocket that time, keeping his eyes up, because instinctively I think he wanted to run the ball. But he kept his eyes up and found Hall wide open with that same flag route that he's had both touchdowns with.
Unbelievable game for Zeb Hall, the senior, 6'3", 185-pounder, and he gives the Vikings back the lead. And now they'll go for 2. Sukup going to hand it off to Sternberg.
Nice.
Big hole, and he waltzes his way into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. And now the Vikings are back up on top. 3:20 to go in the third quarter. And AHSTW leads 26-22. Don't go anywhere. We got a ball game, folks. We're back in a minute on KSOM.
Did you know that Mexican food is considered to be healthy?
What? How do you figure?
Almost every dish has vegetables. Salsa, all vegetables. Guacamole, avocados, and corn tortillas. They're naturally gluten-free.
Okay, I get it. Tacos, lettuce and tomato. So Rancho Grande for dinner?
Race it to the car.
Add more vegetables to your diet at Rancho Grande Atlantic, and then you can indulge in a guilt-free margarita, imported beer, or dessert. Choose a healthier option at Rancho Grande. Open 7 days a week.
Got a leak? A clog? Or maybe it's time for a brand new bathroom. Furnace or AC needs some attention? Or are you interested in floor heating? Call Fikes Plumbing and Services. Your trusted local experts in so many areas is now serving the Greenfield and Atlantic areas. From quick fixes to major renovations, Fikes Plumbing and Services has you covered with fast, friendly, and reliable service. With 30 years of service, Fikes licensed professionals tackle every job with care, ensuring your home stays comfortable and safe. Don't wait. Call Fikes Plumbing and Services today for your HVAC, plumbing, sewer, and septic needs.
FedericEquipment.com.
Now back to high school football on 96.5 KSOM and live video at westerniowatoday.com.
Well, AHSTW strikes right back, and they lead at 26-22 on the C-Pro scoreboard. Chris and John with you here in Avoca. Vikings will kick it deep, or maybe not. They'll squib it short, and Riverside just fell on it. They just simply fell right on top of that football. Wyatt Bell was not going to mess around. He's like, I ain't picking this thing up.
Yeah, I'm sure Wyatt Bell has always been told you're not returning the ball. If the ball comes to you, you get on it.
Fall on it. Just fall on the pigskin. So the Bulldogs take over at their own 35-yard line. And what is going to happen next? I mean, every time there's been a score, somebody has had an answer. Like I said, maybe the last team that has the ball might win this thing. Schoenrock in at quarterback with Gordon right next to him from their own 35. Give it to Jackson Gordon, trying to string it out to the outside, and he doesn't get much. Try to cut it back at the hash and got hit hard for a gain of just one.
Yeah, really nice job there. Like we've talked, when the Vikings have been successful, it's either been Long or Sambothe on the defensive end side, making sure they keep that outside shoulder free so that the Bell cannot go, or Gordon can't go outside them.
That was his 21st carry of the night. 2nd down and 9. Schoenrock throws it. Wanted to go a slant across the middle, and it's deflected at the line of scrimmage. Lund, I think, got it.
Yeah, Lund just towers. What do they have him listed at? Because he looks
6'2".
like
6'2". He looks taller than 6'2".
He looks taller than that.
Yeah, Jorgensen, Sandbothe, Lund, Peterson up front. They're doing a whale of a job. Sandbothe has made some really big plays. And there right now they got also in there right now is Scheffler, a sophomore who's 6'2", 220. He's up front right now for Avoca. It's 3rd down and 9 for the Bulldogs. And a direct step to Schoenrock. Go into the far side. Cut it back underneath. And he's toppled over across the 40 to the 43. Another drive-saving stop by AHSTW.
Sambothe doesn't, that's a tough job because we talked about defensive end, he's on the weak side away from the play. So he goes upfield, sees the play going away from him, takes a great angle. They got yards, but it's 4th down and 1, a long one instead of 1st down.
Got to be wary of fake here with Fenner. 4th and 1 on a gain and 8 there. Fenner's going to rugby-style kick it. Nobody back deep for the Vikings. It's going to hop inside the 20 to the 15-14 with 1:59 to play in the 3rd quarter.
Kind of surprised they didn't go for it there, honestly, Chris.
And inside your 40-yard line, if it was later in the 4th quarter, yeah. With Gordon, though, as a weapon, but he's been stuffed before.
Yeah.
So it would have been a gutsy call to go for it, I think. But not a bad punt there by Fenner.
No, it's definitely changing field position for sure.
So the Vikings have it at their own 14-yard line with just under 2 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. 1st down and 10 for HSTW. Sukup hands it off, and not much doing there. No gain, maybe a yard. Stenberg got bottled up. Rose coming in there along with others on that stop. Roller, he's always around the ball. Roller.
Yeah, Roller's doing a really nice job from that linebacker's position, and as a captain also, doing a great job reading his guard read and then going right to the quarterback and running back. And when they have the zone read, that's tough to do. You got to be disciplined.
Excuse me, John. Last 2 carries for Stenberg, 0 and 1. 2nd down and 9. Suka back to pass. Rolls to the far side off his back foot. Throws it across the middle. It's almost intercepted. It's almost caught. And it's incomplete. Intended for Hall.
I am guessing that either Hall or number 8 for the Baxter. One of them, both of them ran post from different sides. So both of them were, in the middle of the field, which one guy there from the free safety could cover both of them.
Sukup is now over 200 yards passing.
He's not afraid to put it when they have some coverage either.
No, all off his back foot.
Yeah.
3rd down and 9. Sukup pitches it. The ball is on the turf. Stenberg has to just fall on it. And miscommunication there by the Vikings could have been disastrous.
Kind of back to the old school, option play there, but Sukup not looking. When you do that, you got to make eye contact to know exactly where that running back is so you can get the ball and follow the ball to your running back. He just pitched it and doing a good job of just making sure he gets on the ball.
Man, that's a massive loss of 9. Baxter has to punt it almost out of his own end zone to go straight up into the air. It might have been partially blocked. It's just going to die short of the 30-yard line. And all this field position is now worked out to the Bulldogs' advantage. They're going to have it deep in the AHSTW territory at the 29-yard line. Well, they maybe at the 30, maybe 29 and a half. Either way, Riverside has made this possession game work in their favor, at least for the moment.
Absolutely. Short field now for Riverside with 31 seconds left in the third quarter.
So the Bulldogs have it at the Viking 30-yard line. They move left to right in your radio dial. 1st down and 10. Hand it off to Gordon. He's going to string it out to the far side. Looking for a block, did not get one. And he falls for a gain of 2.
That's definitely their favorite play, from the right hash and going to the left side with 2 people pulling. But the flow for the Vikings defense, the adjustments that the Vikings coaching staff have made have really prohibited long gains on that.
2-1, they just get the play off. Back-to-back. Showmark is tipped.
Diving.
It's incomplete. Tipped again at the line of scrimmage. He's got to get that ball up. And it was almost an interception. It's the end of the third quarter. Your C-Pro score right now. AHSTW leads 26-22. Back in 1 minute on KSOM.
There are many benefits to arranging a funeral in advance. This is Mike Jones from Polly Jones Funeral Homes. Along with peace of mind, it shows great consideration to your family by relieving them from making important decisions during a period of stress and grief. Together, we will create a beautiful tribute that captures the essences of your life and wishes. At Polly Jones Funeral Homes, we want this to be a time to celebrate your life and make it as unique as you are. Polly Jones Funeral Homes, with locations in Harlan, Avoca, and Denison.
If you're an elite athlete, a weekend warrior, or an individual who just wants to walk down the street without pain, Murtu Medical Center Physical Therapy and Rehab Services has a knowledgeable and caring staff using the most up-to-date research-based treatments in such areas as functional dry needling, aquatic therapy, exercise, and manual therapy. At Murtu Physical Therapy and Rehab Services, we will address your pain and focus on your gains. Call 712-755-4342 and make your appointment today.
All on 96.5 KSOM and live video at westerniowatoday.com.
26-22, AHSTW with the lead as we start the fourth quarter. Here on KSOM, Audubon Atlantic. Chris and John with you. 3rd and 9 for Riverside at the Viking 28. Back to pass, Schoenrock near side. He gets crunched, the ball's up in the air, and it's picked off! Picked off by Jorgensen! The big D tackle had it fall right into his hands, and he's jumping for joy on the Viking sideline. He returns it to midfield. What a play by Jorgensen! And
stumbling down the field.
Yes, exactly.
What a play. Great job by the defensive end on the far hash coming, and Jorgensen saw that ball in the air. He's like, don't let me drop it. Don't let me drop it. Don't let me drop it. And he did a great job. Not only catching the ball, turns around and gets another 10 to 11 yards on the return. Fantastic play by the Vikings defense. Once again, change of possession, changing the field possession and momentum.
Schoenrock 0 for 6 with an interception in his last 6 passes, and now Sukup can't handle the snap, and he drops it, and Sternberg is there to fall on top of it.
You almost wonder with this cooler air and with the grass and stuff down there, it is feeling cooler, but you wonder, it might be the first time this fall that these players have kind of felt some moisture on the football. We had dry. It got cooler, but last Friday night it got dry. Really, when they've been practicing, it hasn't been dark. It'll be interesting.
The temperature is 59 degrees now, so you may have a point there. It's second down and 14, I'm sorry, and the Vikings are going to get penalized here on a false start, so they're going to move them back even more. Wow. Suddenly, now AHTW cannot get things going as the offenses are stalling. Tonight's game is brought to you by Murtis Welding, by Brumley Supplies, by S&B Feed Yard, by Murtu Medical Center, by Polly Jones Funeral Home. It's going to be second down and very long here for HTW. Second down and about 17. Low snap again. Suka back to pass. He's being pressured. He throws. He's going deep. He's incomplete. Hall screaming for a flag. He's going to not get one. Hall put his hands up, says, I was held.
And he was. he was.
To be blunt.
He was. But that's football. You got to, nice play call. Riverside had it covered, and now it's third and long.
Clock will stop. 11:07 to go early here in this fourth quarter. It'll be third and about 19. Third and a country mile here for the Vikings. Left to right on your radio dial. Sukup hands it off. They're just going to give it to Sternberg. See if we can break it. Near side breaks one. Gets out of the open 50. Stutter step move. Slides down. Going to be short of the first down, but a good pickup. He'll get about 16. Sternberg. And now decision time for Gigi Harris. You have a fourth down and about 3 at the Riverside 46-yard line.
And honestly, a punt team that the punts haven't been exactly
stellar.
Field position changers, I guess.
They're going for it. 4th and 3 at the Riverside 46-yard line. Sukup hands it off. Sternberg breaks a tackle, stays on his feet inside the 40, and then spun it down at about the 32-yard line. That's a Veteran Equipment first down. On 4th and 3, he got 14.
Jorgensen, who just had the huge interception, pulled right there. Sternberg, unbelievable. I can't emphasize enough how impressed I am with the young man's feet. Always going and never giving up. Used his offhand to keep his balance to gain another, not only 10 yards after contact, almost where he should have probably gone down.
Vetter Equipment in Audubon, your local Case IH dealer. Gain of 15, technically. 1st and 10. Give it to Sternberg again. This time he got tripped up. That time nowhere to go as Moore came in and went low on Sternberg, and he only got a yard.
Yeah, really nice job there from Moore from the linebacker position. Doing a really good job of filling there and making a solo tackle for just a 2-yard gain.
And now the officials are talking things over here.
Yeah, another flag on the field.
Oh, yeah, we do have a flag. It's after the play. Not sure what happened there. Ooh, it's unsportsmanlike on AHTW. Oh. Penalties. Well, how much have we talked about it here, John, in this football game? And the Vikings, they've just made a big play. Now you got to move them back 15 because of an unsportsmanlike.
And you lose that down. So not only was it a short gain, you got that short gain plus a 15-yard penalty to make 2nd and 23.
Wow. 2nd and 23 for AHTW. 9:47 to go in the fourth quarter. 26-22. HTW leads on the C-Pro scoreboard. Now we got a offsides call against the Bulldogs. Well, right now, the Vikings want to play keep away from Riverside. And how huge would be another score on this drive to eat up clock and to get one in the end zone?
Well, because a score, at least makes it an 8-point game, if not a 10.
Well, it just got closer. It's now 2nd down and About 15. Back to pass. Sukup off his back foot.
Yeah, they got to call that one.
Yeah, that time Hall, a collision in the backfield. Although Hall's got to be careful. He got up and he was clapping his hands right in front of the defender. They collided in there, and it's going to be pass interference on Riverside. Flags all over the field. And that time, it was just not a good situation for Riverside. Cruz Jaquez was the defender and just simply collided with Hall. And now what are they going backwards here? Do we have maybe an unsportsmanlike on Hall? No, they're going all the way back, and now they're going to count off. That's
because
what
it's not a spot foul.
Yeah, that's right. We're used to that in the NFL.
We're used to that in the NFL, an automatic first down. But because of that personal foul, now it's.
Well, now the pass interference, that's 15 yards, so they go to the 25. So it's 2nd down and 3 out of all of that mess. 2nd down and 3 from the 25. Fake it. Sukup breaks an arm tackle. Near side, spin move. Spin move again. Stays on his feet to the 10, to the 5. Are you kidding me? Touchdown.
All right, that's like old Tecmo Bowl spin move. Fantastic job.
Yeah, that was a video game play.
That was a video game. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Unbelievable. That is a spectacular touchdown run. He spun it twice, stayed on his feet, and Cameron Sukup goes 25 yards for the touchdown for the Vikings.
And his eye vision was always staying up. I mean, that is so difficult to do when you're spinning like that and keeping the eye. So we talk about always for this field, you're going east and west instead of north and south. He did all that right on the numbers. He had 2 spins and still stayed on the numbers the whole way.
And now AHTW will go for 2. They now lead it by 10. Trying to make it 12. Low snap. Sukup again off his back foot. He throws it low. We got a flag in at the end of the play.
They're holding it. It must be on Riverside. Personal foul. Starting to get chippy out there.
Roughing the passer on the Bulldogs.
This game might be down to whichever team can hold their composure the most. I mean, it's starting to get chippy because
now if you're Riverside, you're in trouble because you're down 2 scores. So you need stops if you're Riverside. For the Vikings, they're just trying to make it a 12-point lead, so you have 2 touchdowns without extra points. So extra points matter in this game. So they'll go for 2 after the penalty, and they hand it off. And Sternberg gets in for the 2-point conversion. 9:17 to play in the 4th. HTW leads 34-22. We're back in a minute on KSOM.
United Group Insurance. People you know and people you trust. Because we are local in Southwest Iowa with offices in Red Oak, Atlantic, Griswold, and Shenandoah. Our team of agents will find the perfect policy for your needs from the wide variety of carriers that we work with. We offer policies for home, auto, life, farm, health, and commercial with vast experience in both hail and crop insurance. Learn more at unitedgroupins.com today.
For farm supplies, see Brumley Supplies in Carson. General farm supplies, nuts and bolts, just about everything you need to get whatever is broke on your farm fixed. Need a new hydraulic hose belt? Brumley Supply can do that for you. Maybe you just need a couple of adapters or fittings. They can handle that too. Conveniently located just outside of Carson. Give them a call at 402-680-5471. For all your farm supply needs, Brumley Supplies in Carson.
Start working towards your
Atlantic's
degree by
tied
stopping into
21-21.
Iowa Western Cass County Center to change your future today.
Now back to high school football on 96.5 KSOM and live video at westerniowatoday.com.
All right. We are back. And the Vikings have built a 12-point lead. One of the first times all night we've had back-to-back scores since the first quarter. Here's a squibber, and the Bulldogs come up, field it, at the 40-yard line and don't get much further. But Riverside, it's must-answer time for the Bulldogs. You still got plenty of time, 9:15 to go. And you have it in decent field position in the market of the 45.
So Wyatt Bell got that just like last time, and instead of going down,
he decided to return it.
I'm going. I'm going.
Well, the last one gave him confidence.
Yeah.
It's like, they're going to kick it to me.
I'm going.
I'm going to take him off balance. All right, so the Bulldogs have it first down at 10 at their own 45. Right to left on your radio dial. Schoenrock hands it off. Gordon, and he tackled.
Ball came out.
Yeah, they throw the beanbag, so it's a fumble, but I think Gordon got right back on it. No, he didn't cut back on it. Was it Rose? No?
I think 11 there.
A flag comes in at the end, of course. So the Bulldogs get it back, but now somebody said something after the play, and Riverside is moving back. No?
Or
they're
just
not.
being told?
They're just get away. Dead ball, unsportsmanlike on the Vikings. Wow, how many unsportsmanlikes have we had? A lot of them tonight.
I don't know, but back in the day, we had to run sprints for every penalty that we had in a game.
There are going to be a lot of worn-out kids.
There's going to be some tired young men.
Wowzers. So that'll move Riverside into AHSTW territory down to the 40-yard line. Well, I'm sorry, but unsportsmanlike kids spouting off. I don't know if the officials just have quick ears or whatever. You're just calling everything, but you got to be quiet out there. First down and 10, end around. Oh, Hall comes in and makes a spectacular one-handed tackle. He almost took away the ball from Roller. Unbelievable. It was 23, tackling 23. As Hall come in, a roller on the end around, and Hall wasn't full at all. It's a loss of 7.
Yeah, a huge play there by Hall, showing what he could do on offense, and that play doing a great job on defense from his linebacker position.
Well, you talk about heroes of this game for AHSTW, Sternberg, but Hall, and back to pass is Schoenrock, and he's going to be sacked. Back at his own 47-yard line. Jorgensen comes in to lead the charge.
Great job there from his defensive in position and really contain really well by Lund and Jorgensen both there, making sure we talk a lot about keeping that outside shoulder free and keeping that pocket so we can't get outside.
Timeout called. 8:09 to go in the fourth. C-Pro scoreboard, AHTW leads 34-22. We're back at 30 seconds on KSOM.
Since 1952, the family-owned Mertz Welding has provided quality welding and fabrication in Carson. They specialize in rebuilding and remanufacturing everything from light to heavy equipment with a variety of machines and welders. There isn't a job Mertz Welding can't handle. For more information, stop in at the shop in the west end of Broadway in Carson or give them a call at 712-484-3821. Mertz Welding is a proud sponsor of Riverside Athletics.
This is today for your HVAC and septic needs.
Now back to high school football on 96.5 KSOM and live video at westerniowatoday.com.
3rd and 22 for Riverside, back at their own 48-yard line. This is now, you talk about 4-down territory. This has got to be it, but you got to get some yardage here on 3rd and long. And now the Vikings take timeout.
Yep, took a timeout. Kind of seeing what they're playing, a little chess match there, seeing what they came out for formation.
Timeout on the field. 8:09 to play. Vikings lead by 12. We're back at 30 seconds on KSOM.
As prices increase, quality should too, right? But that's not always the case. That's why buying directly from the producer is your best shot at a quality product. S&B Feed Yard in Macedonia offers beef quarters and halves. Stock up your freezer and get high-quality, humanely raised Iowa beef from third-generation producers. S&B Feed Yard also feeds cattle. So if you're in the market, call Sheila, Bryan, or Brock Bentley at 402-690-7022 for information, or reserve your quarter or half beef today. S&B Feed Yard, custom cattle feeding in Macedonia, is a proud supporter of Riverside Athletics.
against Glenwood, usually a good team. Maybe not as good this year.
Now back to high school football
Still
on
a rivalry,
96.5
Yeah.
KSOM and live video at westerniowatoday.com.
Back here in Avoca, 3rd and 22 for Riverside. Right now, Atlantic is trying to close out Glenwood. They lead at 28-21 with 2.5 minutes left. Bulldogs, 3rd and long. Schoenrock back to pass. He throws. It's almost intercepted. It should have been picked off, and it was dropped. Just dropped by Akers. Schoenrock is now 0 of 7 with an interception in his last 7 passes.
Great drop by Akers and doing a nice job of getting that depth, but it still forces them. If they catch that, it kind of splits that 4th and 22 in half, but now, or 3rd and 22 and a half, now you have 4th and 22.
You got to punt it.
Yep.
It's 4th and 22. I mean, there's no play in the playbook to convert that. So you got to punt it. With 8 minutes to go, you still have time to get 2 plays. Fenner, we got to get a quick stop. Fenner off the side of his foot, won't take a very good hop, and it's down at the 32-yard line of HTW.
This is a 21-yard punt.
If that. 21-yard punt. Well, this is where the Vikings can put this game out of reach. They have it at their own 32.
Ball security is huge right here.
Riverside needs a stop, and they need to stop early, or they need to make a defensive play. So, you look at both ways. Riverside, they want to stay in the game, and the Vikings, if they want to win this one outright, another score would probably do it. Sukup's going to keep it to the near side, and he's going to go out of bounds all the way at the 35-yard line.
Sukup there, you kind of – I'd like to see with just 8 minutes left, and you're up by 12 points, stay in bounds. Don't stop the clock. Positive. You got positive yards there, but if you're going to go out of bounds, just take a knee. Just go get those yards, take a knee, keep that clock running.
2nd down and 7 for HTW. Low snap again, but he got it off to Sternberg up the middle. He got crunched shy of the 40 at about the 39-yard line, but he fell forward to the 40, and he'll get 5.
There again, Sternberg doing what he's done all night, keeping those feet moving and showing that not only does he have the breakaway speed to make the huge play, he can get positive 5 yards on a key 2nd down to make 3rd and short.
Under 7.5 to go in the ball game. C-Pro score. HTW leads 34-22. 3rd and 2 for the Vikings. Sukup, play clock is down to 6. He's going to use all of it. Standing in the backfield. Riverside getting antsy. Hands it off. Sternberg up the middle. Hurdles a guy. And he has the Vetter equipment first down across the 45 to about the 47-yard line.
Sukup, though, doing a great job, not only trying to get them off sides, taking that play clock all the way down, using 34 of the 35 seconds, and they got a first down. Great job by the offensive line, and Sternberg doing what he does best and moving forward with the ball.
Unofficially, I had Sternberg 13 carries, 161 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Far cry from 6 for 11, which was last week. 1st down and 10 at their own 47-yard line for Avoca. Lead it by 12. Give it to Sternberg again. Comes near side, got ahead of steam. Cuts into the hash, and he just goes down. He saw a lot of white jerseys. He goes down in Riverside territory at the 37-yard line.
Great play, but when you think about it, Chris, extremely smart play. You have 5 defenders that are probably going to tackle you high, keep you up, and try to strip the ball. So he high steps, gets the first down, gets positive yards, and then make sure that ball security so they keep possession.
Gain of about 20 for Sternberg on a Vetter equipment first down. Inside the 40 at the 37. Clock down to 6 minutes to go in the game. 1st and 10. Sukup back to pass. Throws it near side. It's too high for Hall. He had a hand on it, and it falls incomplete. On the coverage, Jefferson for Riverside. They'll stop the clock.
Sometimes it doesn't. I don't even know if he has full hold of the ball. And it still is a spiral. I mean, it's like a shot put throw, but he still has a way. I mean, it doesn't look like he has that ball cocked ready to throw.
He just doesn't look like he can throw the ball because he's doing so much dancing in the backfield there, but he's making it work. He's thrown for over 200 yards. 2nd and 10. Here's the pitch to Sternberg. Up the middle. Looks for room. Hit hard at the 30 and carries tacklers. He's going to have another first down on a gain of 11.
And that clock keeps running. Great job by the offensive line, left side there for the Vikings, making a hole in Sternberg. If he has a little crease, just a little crease, that's all he needs with his leg drive, his quickness of feet, and then, of course, what we've seen also, the breakaway speed.
Clock down to 5:30 and moving here in the fourth quarter. 34-22, HTW leads on our C-Pro scoreboard. First down and 10 for the Vikings. Sukup in the shotgun. Who's going to get it? I'm guessing, no, Sukup's going to keep it. Looking up the middle, spun inside the 25, down to about the 22 yard. They've got a lot of spins tonight. Gain of about 6.
Yeah, really nice job of doing the spin and you know, honestly, just staying behind that middle guard, center guard on that zone read. Everybody's flown with Sternberg. We even thought he got the ball. Pulls it back in, getting a positive 4 yards ahead of the change for a 2nd and 6.
Don't forget our video on YouTube, powered by Nishtanet. Technically awesome. 2nd down and 6 for HTW. 4:35 to go in the game. Back to pass. Sukup. He's going to heave it. And it is incomplete, almost intercepted. Wow. Dangerous pass there. He threw it up for grab. The intended receiver was Harder.
Bramman with a really nice job of coverage there, making sure that he's step for step with them.
And you bring up Bramman's name, and again we want to point out, that Davis Bramman's dad, Chris Bramman, HTW grad. Davis Bramman plays for Riverside. Chris Bramman passed away because of pancreatic cancer. Our thoughts go out to the family, of course, and everybody wearing purple for him tonight. 3rd and 6. Sukup inside the 20. He's going to be short of the first down to the 19-yard line. He needed 6. He got 5.
So they're the option play, the same one that they had earlier in this half where he didn't have eye contact with Sternberg. This time, not only did he have eye contact, that defensive end was out there with Sternberg, so he got the positive yards, moved it forward to make a much more manageable 4th and 2.
4th down and a long one, maybe 2 for Avoca. Inside of 3:45 now. Oh, we had a false start called against the Vikings. And Gigi Harris doesn't like that, I'm sure. Penalties. It has been killer tonight for both teams. Just uncalled for, unsportsmanlike calls on both sides. A lot of yellow hankies have made their appearance on the field tonight. Riverside trying to hang on, but they are down by 2 scores. Yep. It's going to be 4th down and about 7 for HTW. They lead by 12 on the C-Pro scoreboard, 34-22. Riverside's got to get the ball back.
Yeah, that clock's still running.
Sukup in the shotgun. And back to pass. Under pressure. Steps up and throws. Got a man wide open. It's Hall. Touchdown. 24 yards to Hall. And what a night for Hall.
Wow, Sukup did a great job. Pump fake. Hall did an out and up. And, Sukup took the hit. And that time he had his feet set. He did a great job of holding that ball just long enough for Hall to get past, get up the field again, and putting it right there, probably for game-securing score.
Zeb Hall, 6 catches, 161 yards, and 4 touchdowns. 6 catches for 4 touchdowns. 2-point conversion.
Good.
And he got in. 3:19 to play in the ball game. AHSTW about to run away with this one. And they lead it 42-22. We're back in 1 minute on KSOM.
Did you know that Mexican food is considered to be healthy?
What? How do you figure?
Almost every dish has vegetables. Salsa, all vegetables. Guacamole, avocados, and corn tortillas. They're naturally gluten-free.
Okay, I get it. Tacos, lettuce and tomato. So Rancho Grande for dinner?
Race it to the car.
Add more vegetables to your diet at Rancho Grande Atlantic. And then you can indulge in a guilt-free margarita, imported beer, or dessert. Choose a healthier option at Rancho Grande. Open 7 days a week.
Since 1952, the family-owned Mertz Welding has provided
3H Customs has everything any farmer needs to be successful, and that's not an exaggeration. We offer soil sampling, crop scouting, and spraying. We also offer precision planting products, Midwest seed genetics, and nature's fertilizers. Don't forget fertilizers and anhydrous also. 3H Customs has everything the Iowa farmer needs, and we dedicate ourselves to helping each farmer be successful. For more information on how you can build that successful operation, call 249-2429 or visit 3hcustoms.com. 3H Customs, customizing your farming resources to fit your needs.
WesternIowaToday.com.
Well, the Riverside fans about to head about 14 miles south to Oakland, and it looks like it's going to be disappointment. Is a line drive kick by Baxter. Jefferson overran the ball, but he picks it up at about the 17. He'll get across the 25. But right now, the Bulldogs down by 3 touchdowns and running out of time because there's just 3:14 left in this one. And AHSTW about to go to 2-0 in the season. Riverside, and they have South Central Calhoun next week in district play.
You know, even with the Vikings penalties and stuff in the second half, you got the feeling that their size just wore on Riverside as the game, you know, continued to go.
Yeah, that defensive line, made some plays.
Yep.
In the second half. Lund, Sam Boothie, we've mentioned about him. Jorgensen has come alive in the second half.
Yep.
First down and 10 for the Bulldogs at their own 26. Back to pass, jump, throw. It's caught by Gordon, but he's in traffic in a short gain.
You know, trips to the left there and trying to spread everybody out, and linebacker had to come out because, or kind of shade out to that hash because of the different. But good job by the backers getting Bell.
Gain of 3, second down and 7. Play action, throw it near side, it's incomplete. Intended for Gordon. That'll stop the clock with 2:44 to go in the ball game, and the Bulldogs face a third down and 7.
Just got an update from Glenwood. Glenwood scored with 18 seconds left to tie the game at 28.
Oh my gosh. Looks like they're going to overtime. That's on our sister station, KS95. You can flip over on YouTube as well. 3rd and 7. And they give it on the delay. Gordon going off of the far side. He's going to have the veteran equipment first down. Little misdirection run.
You know, one thing I've noticed too, Chris, we talked about the, you know, Avoca kind of wearing Riverside down. You look at, you know, a young man
that was
like
Roller, actually, I think.
what,
I'm sorry, was on the carry.
With Bell and Roller and all those guys, almost everybody for Riverside's playing both ways. And it's starting to show.
Gordon on the carry that time and on the pitch, and he got about 4 of him unofficially at 126.
But
Maybe
he's
5.
explosive, though, isn't
Oh,
he?
yeah. Well, he's a good runner, too, because he doesn't need much, just like Sternberg. He doesn't need much for a hole, and he can go through it. He's got great vision.
Great vision. I was just going to say that. His vision, both him and Sternberg's vision is fantastic. They can see where the hole's going to be and then make that cut and explosiveness.
Gordon's only a junior. End around near side to Gordon. Gets across the 45, dives to the 46. Not much there. He got 2. It'll be 3rd down and 3. We're down to 1:38 to go in the ball game. Bulldogs will go no huddle. Gordon, the ball carrier to the near side. Stutter step move. Gets to midfield. That's a first down. Gain of 4. And it's a Vetter equipment first down for the Bulldogs, but they're at midfield. And HTW is going to win this one and go to 2-0 in the season. And Riverside will have to regroup, but a 1-1 start. This team is going to be looked at as a playoff contender. Schoenrock under pressure just heaves it deep, and a diving attempt is incomplete by Jefferson.
Yeah, Jefferson, another young man, just a sophomore, playing both ways and playing his heart out, having some really big plays.
Schoenrock just 5 of 15 passing for 86 yards and an interception. That was on that tip one to Jorgensen.
Well, a lot of it, though, is because of the defensive line play of the Vikings in the second half. The pressure that they have from their front four in the second half, substantially more than what they had in the first half.
Second down and 10 for the Bulldogs. Right to left. Schoenrock, a screen play to Roller. Rolls his way forward inside the 40. He's going to have the first down to about the 38-yard line, gain of 12.
Same play that we saw Roller have that 59 yard first down play in the first half.
Now at a minute left in the game. At the 38 of the Vikings, Schoenrock, slant, too high, incomplete. That'll stop the clock. Next week, we're in Audubon as our chance to see the Wheelers again. It'll be second down and 10 here for Riverside. And, they led 22-18. They got the muff punt from Sternberg early in the third quarter, John, and just since then, HTW has just taken over.
Yeah,
you say, they won the battle on the line of scrimmage. They won the time of possession. They won everything.
Yep.
Schoenrock back to pass, under pressure, gets away, scrambles, pumps, then throws, incomplete for Gordon.
But there again, he's running for his life. Great job, for the defensive line. Lund again, we've said his name a lot tonight. Young man, just has a motor and
he's going to come out. He deserves a rest.
He does deserve a rest because he's been playing both ways and doing a fantastic job.
48 seconds left. It's going to be 3rd and 10 for Riverside. And they're down on the C-Pro scoreboard 42-22. We got a timeout called. So 48 seconds left. We're back in 1 minute. 1 minute break, KSOM.
Looking to upgrade your home? Or maybe you have storm damage that still needs repair? Rigid Edge Exteriors has you covered. From roofs and siding to gutters, windows, decks, and interior remodels, our team does it all, residential or commercial. For a free estimate, call Rigid Edge Exteriors today at 712-249-4449. That's 712-249-4449. Let us transform your ordinary house into your dream home.
The 2024 growing season is off to a great start. Will the yields remain strong through the end of the season? At Hoist Distributing, located near Audubon, we are your one-stop shop for your agricultural needs. We offer fertilizer, chemical, and the seed you need to grow a strong, healthy crop. We also offer the latest in precision planting technologies to optimize seed placement, nutrient application, and maximize your return on investment. We don't settle for anything less than the best for your farm. Give Chad or Jeremy a call at Hoist Distributing today, 712-563-3030.
For all your farm supply needs, Brumley Supplies in Carson.
Now back to high school football on 96.5 KSOM and live video at westerniowatoday.com.
Well, Schoenrock just threw on the run. He found Jet Rose, who got popped hard, but he held onto the ball for a first down, gain of 11, inside the 30 to the 28 of Avoca. First down and 10 for the Bulldogs. Vetter equipment, first down. Schoenrock going to go to the end zone, throws it out there. It's incomplete. And that'll stop the clock with 28 seconds.
Great job, though. That ball is put where only Riverside can catch that ball. There's some things that Riverside and Coach Frayne, I'm sure there's some things like that, they can build upon, and I completely agree. Both these teams are definitely playoff caliber teams.
Second down and 10. Schoenrock is hit as he throws. It's going to be incomplete. And once again, Mr. Lund. No,
I think it was number 59.
Yeah, it's not 69. It's 59 for AHSTW. My mistake. I saw the 9 there. I just assume it's Jackson Jensen. Got to give the credit where credit is due, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, and Schoenrock is down. You don't like to see this.
No.
So we got an injury timeout here. Riverside's quarterback Schoenrock down on the field. Jensen just hit him hard. He got rid of the ball for an incomplete pass. But
legal hit.
Yeah.
Great job. And like you said, especially at this point in the game, you hate to see that.
24 seconds left in the ball game. By the way, Atlantic going to overtime with Glenwood. They're tied at 28. Here, no overtime. HTW leading 42-22. Schoenrock now sitting up and taking a big deep breath. And he gets up under his own power, and that is good to see. But he's going to have to come out of the game.
Young man's playing both ways, playing his heart out.
He won a 6-way battle for the quarterback for the starting spot.
Yep.
6-way battle. It's like when I talked to Coach Frayne in early August. He said, we got 6 guys competing. I'm like, you got 6 guys competing. You got nobody. Really. He reduced it to 3 a couple weeks later, and then Schoenrock won the battle. And he's not bad. Moore back in there. He throws a floater, and it's intercepted to the near side of the 30, 40 at midfield, and getting into Riverside territory. Great return that time by Gettler. Gettler with the pick and a long return.
Great job there by Gettler. Tough place to. Riverside's going to throw it, and you just sit back there, and they're in cover 4. So you have 4 DBs, you had 2 safeties, and the 2 corners basically playing 15 yards off, and a great read by Gettler. Now we get some newbies in to get a couple snaps on offense.
Well, I think you go to victory formation and get out of here.
Absolutely.
I think you bring in the new kids, and I don't think you give them any chance to really run any plays. I would say just snap it once and head for the barn. But it doesn't look that way. Now we're going to have a flag down. Well, there's 5 on the play clock, but.
Wow, they had too many. A guy just came off, so they had to have 12 people in the huddle.
Well, next up for the Vikings, another tough one with Kemper, and they're playing Underwood tonight. All of those scores coming up in our scoreboard show, which will start in about 20 minutes. So at 10 o'clock, it'll be our scoreboard show with all the scores from around the state, from around the area and around the state. And, of course, Atlantic and Glenwood still playing. First down and 15. And they are going to run a play. It's a handoff coming near side, and it's going to be no gain on that particular carry. I didn't see the number initially. That was Gettler again. And that's going to be the ball game. Final score here tonight. AHSTW wins it by a final of 42-22. 2-minute break, and then we're back with final stats and wrap this one up on KSOM.
Got a leak? A clog? Or maybe it's time for a brand new bathroom. Furnace or AC needs some attention? Or are you interested in floor heating? Call Fikes Plumbing and Services. Your trusted local experts in so many areas is now serving the Greenfield and Atlantic areas. From quick fixes to major renovations, Fikes Plumbing and Services has you covered with fast, friendly, and reliable service. With 30 years of service, Fikes licensed professionals tackle every job with care, ensuring your home stays comfortable and safe. Don't wait. Call Fikes Plumbing and Services today for your HVAC, plumbing, sewer, and septic needs.
Did you know that Mexican food is considered to be healthy?
What? How do you figure?
Almost every dish has vegetables. Salsa, all vegetables. Guacamole, avocados, and corn tortillas. They're naturally gluten-free.
Okay, I get it. Tacos, lettuce and tomato. So Rancho Grande for dinner?
Race it to the car.
Add more vegetables to your diet at Rancho Grande in Atlantic, and then you can indulge in a guilt-free margarita, imported beer, or dessert. Choose a healthier option at Rancho Grande. Open 7 days a week.
For all of life's healthcare transitions, Atlantic Specialty Care is committed to providing quality skilled nursing and long-term care. Atlantic Specialty Care, 243-3952. Truly a place to call home.
Menards Distribution is hiring part-time. Great job, great benefits, and competitive wages. Apply in person at Menards Distribution in Shelby or online at menards.com.
As prices increase, quality should too, right? But that's not always the case. That's why buying directly from the...
Stein delivers more new genetics faster. Our focus on delivering higher yielding genetics faster than the competition is why we have released more new Enlist E3 lines in the past 5 years than any other seed company. For elite genetics paired with simple, flexible, and effective weed control, plant Stein Enlist E3 soybeans. Stein has yield. 45 years of yield. Learn more at steinseed.com.
Video at westerniowatoday.com.
All right, back here in Avoca, and a good night it was for the fans in Avoca, at least the Viking fans, as they come away with a victory on their home field, winning it by a final score of 42-22. John, it was Camden Sukup, it was Luke Sternberg, it was Mr. Zeb Hall. What performances each of them had here tonight. It was the defensive front that dominated, as we said. What a great performance, especially in the second half for AHSTW.
Yeah, I think Sternberg had big plays, but where I think Vikings kind of took control of the game is when they moved Sternberg to tailback. They controlled the line of scrimmage more, and Hall, he's just touchdown maker. I mean, he really is. Half the time he caught the ball, it was for a score.
Well, you wonder if part of that is set up by you have to pay attention to Sternberg.
Well, and just they're
intertwined.
Yeah, it is. I mean, just like with Gordon on Riverside, especially in the first half, anywhere that Gordon went, anywhere that Sternberg goes, you have to pay attention.
Absolutely.
And so it's so hard for the linebackers because you're used to they're pounding it, and then you have somebody like Hall, just like we saw last week with Audubon. I mean, they pound, and then you're tight end, not even wide receiver, tight end. So your linebacker and guys going across, you're thinking, okay, I got to flow with him. And then Hall does a really nice job of running really good routes and 3 different flag routes for touchdowns and a couple really big first down plays also that helps them. And the balance, the Vikings did a really nice job of having a balanced attack again tonight. That's one thing I think Coach Harris can definitely build upon because they do have a balanced attack. And every coach talks about that, is wanting to have a balanced attack. But I go back to the defensive line play after, the muff pump by Sternberg. The defensive line play after that touchdown was the difference in the second half. The Lund and Jorgensen and all those guys, they played a really sound game. A lot of it from the defensive end play of keeping that outside shoulder free, getting upfield, and then gang tackling.
Yeah, you remember Riverside had the ball at the at the AHSTW 30-yard line. It was late in the third quarter. It was still a one-score game there.
Yes.
And so then suddenly the Bulldogs were pushed back. Tip ball goes up in the air. Jorgensen picks it off, and then HTW capitalizes. Sukup a 25-yard touchdown to make it 34-22. Then Riverside gets stopped again. Sukup founds Hall for a 24-yard touchdown. Ball game.
Yeah.
So I think you're right. I think that sequence right there, the Jorgensen interception, might have been the difference maker here tonight.
And you mentioned it at halftime, the goal line stop in the first half may be the biggest play series.
Sam Boothie, yeah.
Sam Boothie making that stop, because at that point, Gordon was still fresh, and to make that play, 4th and 1, could have a different game, because instead of being down one score, they would have been up a score.
Who knows what the final score would have been if Riverside had scored at that
and you can always look back, but that was a really
that was a huge play.
It was
at the
a
time.
huge stand by.
So there you
the
go.
Vikings.
2 big defensive plays by the Vikings turn out to be difference makers in this football game. Unofficial stats for AHTW. I have them for 508 yards of total offense. Sukup in the air. Camden Sukup, 10 of 24 for 241 and 4 touchdowns plus 2 interceptions. Zeb Hall, 6 catches, 161 yards and 4 touchdowns. Luke Sternberg, unofficially again, 15 carries, 192 yards and 2 touchdowns, plus 3 catches for 49 yards and no touchdowns. Sukup running 9 carries for 32 yards and a touchdown. Drew Lee at 7 carries for 39 yards tonight for the Vikings. Just some big numbers there. 267 rush, 241 pass. For Riverside, unofficially 274 total offense, about half as much. 162 rush, 112 pass. Jackson Gordon finished with 25 carries, 135 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Schoenrock through the air. I didn't figure all that one up, but it was 7 of 21 for 112 yards. And, whatever. It's 6 of 20 for 112 yards and an interception. And then Moore came in and threw that one pass and threw the interception. So, so there you have it. Big win for HTW. Next up with the Vikings, they host Kemper. Big game next week. And for Riverside, they host South Central Calhoun next week as they open up district play. So big games upcoming. We have another big one next week.
We do have a big one next week.
Back to 8-man.
Yep, back to 8-man, and I assume
Exira, EHK, and Audubon.
But another rivalry game, another game where you're just 8 miles apart.
We have nothing but rivalries to start the year.
Absolutely.
So great job, my friend.
Thank you very much. It's great here. Great crowd tonight.
Yes.
You know,
supporting the Brahmin family with their purple.
Absolutely. It was really cool to see. Great crowds. Fun night. Man, it feels like football weather. It's a lot of fun.
It's going to be warmer next week.
Yep.
That's going to wrap things up here tonight. Want to thank Bill Saluk, our videographer here tonight on YouTube. You can watch that on YouTube after tonight as well. And I want to thank Tanner Steffens back in the plush KSOM studio. Thanks to both head coaches as well, Daryl Frayne and Gigi Harris, for joining us in the pregame. From our